Deputy President John Perlman focuses on parliamentary work. Former President Jacob Zuma made the announcement during a media briefing at the MK Party's offices in Durban this afternoon. Zuma says Yengeni is a principled leader who will be a great fit within the MK Party.
Tony Yengeni is a cadre of many, many years. The cadre who took a decision to leave the country as a young man, to go and prepare himself to fight to free the black South Africans in South Africa. Indeed, he did everything that was supposed to be done.
The DA says it feels vindicated by the Public Protector's report, which has found the establishment of the Gauteng Crime Prevention Wardens was irregular. The Chapter 9 institution released a scathing report yesterday focusing on the legality of the unit. It has found that the establishment of the unit was not backed by any constitutional mandate. The DA in Gauteng announced at a media briefing in Joburg today that it has submitted a no-confidence motion against the Premier. Alfara Mushwana reports.
Just hours before the Public Protector released a report on the legality of what was informally known as Amapanyaza, Gauteng Premier Lesufi convened a media briefing where he announced the disbandment of the unit. Lesufi said the crime prevention wardens need to undergo further training following concerns about their inadequate readiness to address crime-related issues. However, the Public Protector's report went further, concluding that the establishment of the unit had no legal mandate. DA Gauteng leader Solim Simanga says Lesufi must admit that the entire initiative was flawed.
When we questioned him about it, he went on the State of the Province address where he says these people are now permanently employed. But how have you then employed these people on a permanent basis if the training that they've been receiving has not been accredited?
Earlier this month, KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi also expressed concerns in Parliament over the legality of Amapanyaza. Alfa Ramshwana, Eyewitness News, Johannesburg.
Let's shift our focus to Pretoria now, where the firearms recovered during the murder investigation of Vereniging engineer Ahmed Swart have been linked to 30 different cases, including several murders. This is according to the investigating officer in the Swart murder case, who concluded her 2-day testimony before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry this afternoon. Witness B told the commission how the investigating team received pushback from detectives at the SAPS ballistics lab in Pretoria as the murder weapons were linked to high-profile figures. This resulted in the team sending the firearms to KZN's ballistics lab for a second opinion. Swart, a father of 2, was shot 23 times outside his company premises in April last year. Oren Singh reports.
While the murders of DJ Sambodi and DJ Vintos have been linked to the firearms recovered during the murder investigation of Vereniging engineer Ahmed Swart, there are dozens more cases in which these same firearms were used in criminal acts. Testifying before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, Witness B, the investigating officer in the Swart case, alleged that ballistic analysis have linked the firearms to at least 30 cases.
Since the Swart matter and the recovery of these firearms, the ballistic hits that in total that we have at the present, of which it might be more because it's a continuous investigation, it's to the number of 30.
Witness B concluded her testimony before the commission this afternoon, with Witness C, a detective attached to the political killings task team, expected to testify tomorrow. Arun Singh, Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, in Parliament, former Police Minister Bheki Cele has told Parliament that his successor, Senzo Mchunu, may have overreached when he issued a directive to disband the political killings task team. Cele has been giving testimony on the first day of his appearance before Parliament's ad hoc committee investigating police corruption. Cele says Mchunu was also wrong when he said the interministerial committee, which watches over the task team, no longer existed in the 7th administration. Babalondenze reports.
Former Minister Bheki Cele contradicted Senzo Mchunu's submissions during his evidence today. Mchunu had informed the ad hoc committee that he was empowered to issue a directive disbanding the task team without having to consult the National Commissioner. But Cele disagrees.
The Minister of Police, therefore, had to consult with the IMC that had established the PKTT before deciding to disband it.
Cele says the IMC, which exercises oversight over the task team, stated in 2023 that the task team should not have been disbanded, and the IMC continues to exist.
These ministers, the new under the ministries, they are there. And it goes for election 2024. this is there.
Cele also denied knowing controversial businessman Brown Mokgotsi, but admitted that he knows murder accused Vusumuzi Kat Matlala, but says he only met him last year. Babalo Ndenze, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
And a French court has ruled that oil and gas giant Total Energies has engaged in misleading commercial practices. In 2021, the company launched an ad campaign depicting mostly wind and solar farms and claiming it could become carbon neutral by 2050. According to the court, Total Energies overstated its climate pledges. The court has ordered the company to pay more than $9,000 in reparations to each of the three NGOs which brought the case. Total must now remove all statements regarding carbon neutrality from its website and post a link to the legal action in a month or face penalties. Gold is trading at $4,089.98 an ounce. The rand is at 17.46 to the dollar, 23.23 to the pound, 20.21 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $64.21 a barrel.
Heading towards Tembisa, there's an accident scene that's involving a truck that's in the Irene area on the R21 southbound near Nelmapiers Drive. This is causing about an hour delay. As a result of that accident scene, you can expect also about a 20-minute delay on Nelmapiers Drive between the R21 and Main Road. Germiston, bumper-to-bumper traffic. N3 northbound between the Ilans Interchange and Galdenays due to an earlier accident.
In your sport, Simon Harmer's career best figures help Proteas end 18-year test win drought in Pakistan. David Miller and Gerald Goetze are ruled out of white ball series. And Blunt Kaiser Chiefs frustrated by Suwelele.
It's a fine afternoon in Gauteng today. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 27 and 28 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour, former ANC NEC member Tony Ngeni has been appointed as the second deputy president for the Umkhonto Wesizwe Party.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
702.
Live
on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM. Let's walk the talk.
Eight minutes after 3 o'clock. Thanks very much for joining us. Thabo Sholamashao in for John Perlman. Great having you in our company. We're together till 6 and the team is here as well in full. Garabo will tell us what's happening on the roads. Rufu and Jonathan are cooking up a storm, putting the content together, and the other Garabo is pressing buttons, making sure that everything sounds smooth. And of course, you, the most important ingredient of all of this. Let me just share with you briefly what's coming up on the show and what you can expect. In a short while, we'll speak to Oren Singh of EWN, and Oren will keep us updated about the Madlanga Commission. Did you see it? Have you been following? Fireworks. Big Icele is cooking with oil, and Oren will tell us what is the latest. Of course, that sad story about Milnerton High assault. 8 learners appeared before court on assault charges, and Carlo Peterson will also give us the lowdown as far as that is concerned. In our conversation feature with DigiCloud, we would look at the thin line between privacy and security. CCTV cameras in residential areas, are they an intrusion or a definite must, given the security issues that are facing the country? DA will also table a motion of no confidence against Premier Lesufi over Warden Saga, and we intend speaking to Solim Simang, who's a DA provincial leader. And much later on, of course, that particular song, we will tell you more about it a little bit later. For now, welcome, stay tuned. If you'd like to join us, comment, feel free to do so. 011-883-0702. 011-883-0702. Alternatively, you can just send us a text message or a voice note to 072-702-1702. Garabo, the show has officially begun.
Let's walk the talk.
702.
10 after 3. Indeed, you're on 702. So throughout the show, the lines will be open. Any other issues that you'd like to bring forth that maybe did not capture our imagination, you are most welcome to do so. And I'm sure you heard as well about Tony Yengeni joining the MK. Not surprising as such. Long overdue, if you asked me. But as second deputy president, I'm sure it will ruffle some feathers in that party. And some are saying this is just a confirmation that this is the party of the dejected. Others are saying, wow, it's mainly revolutionaries. So you can also shout on that if you'd like to have a word or two. 011-883-0702. I did mention that the producers of the show are Jonathan and Rifue. Rifue is right here with us. Rifue, lovely having you on the show. I hope you're good.
Good afternoon, Thabo Shole Mashao, a.k.a. the prodigal son, and the rest of the 702 family.
I was trying to make amends, to start on a clean slate, and to be decent, but I see you've dragged us. You did.
Yeah.
And violence it is.
Chest,
yeah.
Chose violence.
Well, someone who may choose violence again.
Never.
My work enemy, Garabo.
Wow, really? I love you, my man. I love you.
How you doing, man? You good?
I'm all good, thanks. And you?
Good. Guys, I just wanted to ask. I mean, there are things we'd like to believe that we are living good lives and it's okay. We are here now. That's all that matters. But is there one thing that you look back at and you're thinking, I really should have? And quietly in your mind, not being convinced by a popular view or anyone else, just you by yourself. One regret that you have. I know a lot of people will say, I don't have any regrets. Let's park that for a second and just be honest. One thing that you could have done differently. One regret. Things that could have altered the course of your life somehow. One thing, perhaps if you took that plane, you'd be elsewhere. Perhaps if you dated that person, you would be happier. Perhaps if you signed that deal, you'd be in a financially better situation. One regret that really haunts you, but does so quietly. Rifue, for you?
So I've got one specific one. So this happened when I was in matric. So I was writing my matric, studying for my matric. So at my church, the church I was at, they took 5 girls and gave them the opportunity to learn how to fly a plane. Yeah. So I was going to lessons and all of that, and they were fetching us.
Yeah.
Ekasi would take us to wherever it was. And I mean, I was one of the favorites, obviously. I mean, come on now, we know who I am.
What's there not to like?
Obvious.
Really.
And I was doing pretty well.
Attitude.
And then, wow. And my mom was like, oh, you're writing matric. I want you to focus on this.
No.
And I wish I'd pushed back just a little bit to say, ma'am, please, just give me that chance. I mean, I was already doing well at school.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, she stopped me from doing sports. So I didn't do anything. So my job was go to school, extra lessons, come home.
I see sports. It's the flight thing that
and
really...
And she just said to me, no, ma'am. And I lost out on that opportunity.
Now you could be a pilot.
I could have been Captain Rifue Lesufi. I mean, I already have the voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, please get ready.
Exactly, Thabo.
24 degrees.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Goodness me.
I keep thinking about it, and I even said to her, listen, just give me a year to do this. I'll do well at school. Let me have a gap year and actually be able to attend. And she was like, no child of mine is going to have a gap year.
Oh, no.
I know she meant well, but
no, she did mean well.
Back in my head, I was like, ma'am, do you know
what
that
if?
uniform?
What if?
The money. The clout.
The uniform. The respect compared to now. I mean, you have to hang around with lowly individuals like myself now.
And Garabo.
The worst of us, right here.
Sorry,
one thing that you regret, Garabo?
Well, similar to Rifue, it was also just after matric. My parents wanted me to do engineering.
Yeah.
I was not sure, but my dad was very convincing. It's like, this is a good career. You're going to make lots of money.
Yeah.
And I did it for 2 years. And I think it was 2 years of my life wasted because I
what
didn't.
What kind of engineering? Like?
It was metallurgical engineering.
Mining and all of that.
Yeah. So it was interesting, but I just didn't enjoy it. My heart was not in it. And then I just told them the second year, I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Were you passing? Or
I was
flunking?
passing, but then I was
Because we also need to.
I was in
look
second
at those
year. I was in
things.
second year. So I was doing pretty well.
When you're saying when you're passing on, you remind me of Sbia appearing before the ad hoc committee. Or failile.
Yeah.
Or
So-
did you not?
No,
So,
no,
but you didn't.
And then,
You were doing very well.
Not very well, because my heart
was
was
getting
not
50%,
my heart was
guys.
not in it. So I remember one day I just stood up from the lecture room and I walked out. The lecturer was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Peace, yo."
What?
And I kid you not. And then I went straight home. I told my parents, "I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
It's not me." And they were like, "Okay."
Do you regret it? Do you think that it would have somehow worked out differently?
I regret not defying my parents' decision. Like, I should have said, "No, I don't want to do
Right
this."
at the beginning.
Right at the beginning, because I knew what I wanted
and you
to
wasted
do.
time.
I always wanted to
And
be in
money.
radio and
Money.
media and
Yeah.
money.
Did
so
they want their money back?
no.
Because I would have wanted my money back.
So yeah.
Like, okay, pay it in installments.
So I should
Yeah.
have been more defiant, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's one of
yeah.
my regrets. I wasted 2 years of my
Of your life.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. But for me, it's quite brief. I was working for this other radio station some time ago, and I had some offer, and the lady was very persistent at ENCA. Said, "Hey, listen, you need to join us." That's many years ago, like many, many years ago. "Hey, you need to join us." And I just kept saying, "Nah, I'm not interested. Nah, I'm not interested." Nah. Yeah. So that's what happened. But I'd love to hear from you. There could be something that you regret. This is your opportunity to talk about it and tell us all about it. It could be a relationship, it could be work, career, or any other thing that you look back and you think things could have been different had I taken that turn. Send us a voice note on 072 702 1702.
For more about 702,
Go to primemediaplus.com.
To tell us what's happening on the road so that you don't regret the turns that you make and you are stuck in traffic for hours and hours. Karabo Charlie, how do the roads look, bro?
Well, we're still dealing with the serious truck accident scene. That's in the Irene area, R21 southbound near Nelmapius Drive, causing heavy delays. As a result, there's also about a 20-minute delay on Nelmapius Drive between the R21 and Main Road. In Germiston, bumper-to-bumper traffic on the N3 northbound. This is between the Ilands Interchange and Geldenhuys due to an earlier accident. We still have those roadworks in the Calvin Alex area. That's on the N3, causing delays in both directions between London Road and the Butlu Interchange. There's also bumper-to-bumper traffic. This is heading towards Brakpan in Boksburg on the N17 eastbound, approaching Rondebold, also due to roadworks. If you come across any other traffic issues, please WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
Clement Maniatella,
Weekday mornings,
9 to 12.
9 to 12.
How did your parents and also just the church navigate you being on Idols? Because there are churches out there that are like, I'm a demoni, who Idols, singing about love and strawberries and romantic scenes. What are you doing?
It was a culture shock for them. For them, it's like joyous, and then you build from there. For me, my exposure to music was not just church, but I grew up gigging as a child. 13, 14, 15, 16, doing corporate gigs, doing theater stuff. So I've always been around that space outside of gospel music. So for me personally, it was like, I can do it.
Gospel artist Kayam Tetwai.
Clement Maniatella.
9 to 12 on 702.
Looking for a safe, stylish way to stay in the home you love? Lifta's premium European designed home lifts are the perfect solution. With over 500 installations across South Africa, Lifta makes everyday living easier, safer, and more comfortable. With no costly renovations, stay independent and future-proof your home today. Call Lifta on 080 73 73 737. Or visit lifta.co.za. Lifta, your home, your lift, your freedom.
You could spend 10 minutes on social media or get a 10-minute quote from Outsurance that could save you thousands on your car insurance. SMS out to 45142. Like 55-year-old Andre, who now pays a mind-blowing 776 Rand a month for his 2024 Toyota Urban Cruiser. With Outsurance, you get to enjoy benefits like panic assistance that sends the nearest medical or armed response unit to you wherever you may be, 24/7 with just a tap on the app. SMS out to 45142. After switching, 55-year-old 6-year-old Stefan now pays only 611 Rand a month for his 2024 Suzuki Jimny. Outsurance is so confident that they can beat what you're currently paying. So why not put them to the test? If Outsurance can't beat what you're paying, ask them for 500 Rand. Make that 1,500 Rand if you've been claim-free and with the same insurer for 3 years. Savings or cash, you have nothing to lose. SMS out to 45142. That's out to 45142. Outsurance, licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online. Limits apply.
Live extra with Checkers, SA's #1 in value supermarket. Save big on deals like Sunshine D 40% light or 60% original fat spread, 500 grams, any two for 79 Rand. Baby Soft 2-ply toilet rolls, 9 per pack, and Domestos Power Foam 450 mils, both for 99 Rand. And Nescafe Gold caffeinated instant coffee, 200 grams, any for 149.99. Valid until Sunday at Checkers, Checkers Hyper, or shop on 6060.
In a world shaped by those who build, disrupt, and reimagine, there comes a gathering not just of minds, but of futures. The South African Future Trust Summit, in partnership with Standard Bank, is where top entrepreneurs, innovators, and changemakers converge. It's where the future of enterprise is redefined. On 5 and 6 November, you could be there. Stand a chance to win tickets to the South African Future Trust Summit on 702. WhatsApp the keyword SAFT with your name and ID number, telling us how you would benefit from attending the summit to 072-702-1702. Then catch 702 Drive with John Perlman to find out if you're a winner. The South African Future Trust Summit, in partnership with Standard Bank. Your summit, your way, on 702. TCs and more on primemediaplus.com.
Join us.
Let's walk the talk.
This is 702.
Madlanga inquiry is still underway. I know at times it's eclipsed by the ad hoc committee that is taking place, and one does not know where to look, but someone to give us insights. And the very latest, if you've missed any, is none other than your favorite, Oren Singh, EWN reporter, joining us in studio. Oren, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I hope you're good.
Afternoon, Tabo.
Tell me, today there was a specific look at Witness B, and this has got to do with a Transnet tender where a whistleblower put a limelight on the prices, inflated prices. As a result, a life was lost. And we were hearing about how the person who allegedly killed that particular whistleblower has been dodging the police.
Essentially, I think Lucky Molefe, the nephew to Katiso Katie Molefe, whose name has been all over the media since his arrest in December, and this multi-millionaire, Lucky Molefe is a crucial figure in this whole plot that was basically come up with to kill Armand Swart, the QTech employee, who actually wasn't the one that blew the whistle on this tender irregularities or the fraud that was being committed or price inflation. But it was someone within the company, QTech, and Armand just unfortunately was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Also someone that they thought had blew the whistle, and so they had been targeting him, scouting him, following his movements for about 4 days prior to his murder. But I think the one thing that's very interesting, we heard a little bit about Lucky Molefe, who's Katie Molefe's nephew. He was a Transnet employee. We heard about Tapelo Molefe, who Katie's Molefe's son. Both of them who are still on the run. Police haven't been able to find them
to date.
We've heard some voice notes being played by the family members instructing both Lucky and Tapelo to make sure that they lay low, that they remove the trackers from their vehicles, to ensure that they don't go out drinking in public, and if they go to the mall, wear a cap, because the police are after them. So the witness B, who's been testifying, is essentially saying that that amounts to defeating the ends of justice. The family of Katie Molefe basically instructing these two young boys to evade arrest. But the one thing that's very interesting, Tabo, I think that we must highlight from today's testimony, and I think this has been the topic that a lot of South Africans wanted more on, is this Big Five cartel. And Witness B, towards the end of her testimony this afternoon, went a little bit more in depth to this cartel, suggesting that while this Big Five cartel has dominated headlines in recent, after these accusations and allegations put forward by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, they're not the ones that are at the top of the food chain.
Wow.
She suggests that a person or a feared taxi boss in Pretoria who's late, Jotan Mswazi Msibi. He was known as Mswazi.
Yes.
Pretoria taxi boss. He died last year due to natural causes, apparently in January. She says that he was seen as the president of this criminal network called the Firm/the Farm. Right, it's referred to by hitmen in different ways. Some call it the firm, some call it the farm. She says that Mswazi was essentially the president of this firm, and underneath that firm was the Big Five cartel.
How powerful do you have to be?
How powerful do you have to be? That's the question. I
mean,
no,
the name is not new to me at all. I've heard it a million times, and
yes.
I've heard stories about the name. But to think that they were at the top of the chain.
That's what she suggests. She suggests that, and maybe it could be a thing of Mswazi is dead now, so we can sort of like,
I suppose,
chuck his name around.
Yes.
But we take it that her being a member of organized crime, being a decorated detective in what she does, she knows about the ins and outs of organized crime. And so she's suggesting that Mswazi was at the top of this food chain, and that these Big Five cartels and people associated with it, the likes of Vusi Musikat Matlala, Katiso Molefe, were towards the bottom of it. But says that there's dozens of other people implicated in this whose names haven't been brought forth yet.
Oren, always great talking to you. Keep us informed as usual. Oren Singh, I know he's one of your favorites, always on point. 26 minutes after 3 o'clock.
For more about 702,
go to primemediaplus.com.
You know the story about the 8 learners from Milnerton High School. They today have appeared in the Cape Town Magistrate Court on charges of assault with the intent to do grievous bodily harm. And the 8 accused face 8 charges each for various cases of alleged assault at Milnerton High School. Joining us right now is Carlo Peterson from EW. And Carlo, thanks for joining us. How did the appearance go today in court, given that this story has got the whole country gripped and glued to the media? Good afternoon.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon. So those 8 learners did appear in court today. 6 of them appeared in one courtroom and then 2 others in another. The 2 are minors, and they face the same charges as the other 6. What transpired in court today was there was a bail application for the 6 in the one courtroom. They have now been granted 2,000 Rand bail each with some strict bail conditions. The other 2 minors were released from jail with a warning from the court to appear again. What we do know is that with regard to those strict bail conditions, they have been instructed not to have any contact with any witnesses or the complainants in the matter. They must not get close to the witnesses or the complainants. If they see them, they must walk away. They will also not be allowed to enter the school premises while the matter is before the court, and an alternative venue has been arranged for them to write their final examinations.
But parents, or should I say parent of the victim, not impressed at all, especially with the suspension at school, saying that that can't really be justice based on the humiliation and the physical harm visited upon their child.
Yes, indeed. We did speak to the mother of one of those victims, the boy who was depicted in that video being assaulted. And she's not happy with the boys simply being suspended. She says that, in time those boys will possibly return to school, and she doesn't feel safe sending her son back to school.
And worthy to note, before I say goodbye, Carlo, that obviously the 2, as you've said, are minors and will appear in a separate courtroom.
Yes, indeed. So what the judge said was, not just related to the 2 minors, all of the 8 accused, their names cannot be mentioned, nor can the names of their families be mentioned. And that was one of the instructions that she gave to the media today.
Carlo, thanks for your time. Keep us posted. Carlo Peterson, EWN reporter. These are just children, and their actions completely hideous, and it's always mind-boggling. How do we get to where we are? The most depressing thing about this is that this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are many stories like this that we never even get to hear about. Exactly 3:30. Bali Dlamini standing by to give us the very latest on Eyewitness News headlines. Good afternoon, Bali.
Thanks, Thabo. Good afternoon. Former ANC NEC member and MP Tony Yengeni has joined the Umkhonto weSizwe Party. The announcement was made in Durban today during a media briefing. Yengeni is now the MK Party's second deputy president, which is a new position for the political party. He served the ANC for years after joining it during the liberation struggle, but in the recent years, Yengeni's had a bitter relationship with the ANC, with Party Secretary General Fikile Mbalula also threatening to charge him for ill discipline. Nhlanhla Mabasa reports.
The Umkhonto weSizwe Party has made changes to its national leadership structure. The party now has two deputy presidents who will play different roles in the party. Former ANC NEC member and parliamentarian Tony Yengeni has been introduced for the new post today. Party leader Jacob Zuma made the announcement.
Decided to have one of our cadres who have been with for years. That comrade of ours who's going to join us at the leadership, the top leadership, is Tony Yengeni.
The party says Yengeni will help with the running of all party affairs. Nhlanhla Mabaso, Eyewitness News, Durban.
A woman who says she witnessed the deadly shooting at a tavern in Zitobeni in Bronkhorstspruit 2 weeks ago has spoken out about her experience. Deliwe Ngabini says while she and her brother escaped unharmed on that evening, she saw her boyfriend being killed. She joined demonstrators at the Bronkhorstspruit Magistrates Court this afternoon, where the man arrested in connection with the shooting is set to make his first court appearance. Ngabini recalls the mayhem of that tragic night, which left 5 people dead.
We heard gunshots and it was chaos. I covered my face, screaming. Then I see my brother from afar, also on the floor, trying to call me to come to him, and I see blood coming out from his mouth.
She says she then saw her partner on the floor.
When I opened my eyes, I see bullets just firing at him before we managed to run away.
To this now, anxious and excited matric pupils at Fortes School in Soweto say they aim to maintain their school's 100% pass rate. More than 140,000 students in Gauteng wrote English Paper 3 today. The Education Department was at the school to monitor the process. Ntokozo Khumalo has more.
With their IDs in their examination packets, each pupil in maroon and white uniform stepped into the examination venue. Fortes Secondary School has managed to maintain a 90% pass rate for 5 years with 100% last year. Many say they have worked hard for this period and will accept nothing less than a bachelor pass.
I only want distinctions, only, nothing else, distinctions.
I also want a bachelor pass with a minimum of 5 distinctions.
The department adds they will continue with inspection for the duration of the examination. Ntokozo Khumalo, Eyewitness News.
And a French court has ruled that oil and gas giant Total Energies has engaged in misleading commercial practices. In 2021, the company launched an ad campaign depicting mostly wind and solar farms and claiming it could become carbon neutral by 2050. According to the court, Total Energies overstated its climate pledges. The court has ordered the company to pay more than $9,000 in reparations to each of the 3 NGOs that brought the case. Total must now remove all statements regarding carbon neutrality from its website and also post a link to the legal action in a month or face some penalties. It's a fine afternoon in Gauteng today. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 27 and 28 degrees.
Irene, slow-moving traffic on Nelmepius Drive between the R21 and Main Road, while in Marlborough, there's an accident scene M1 North near Marlborough Drive, slowing down traffic all the way from Corler Drive. And in Sandton, expect some delays on Catherine Street between Rivonia Road and Greyston Drive.
The top story in EWN, former ANC NEC member Tony Yengeni has joined the Umkhonto weSizwe Party. That announcement was made in Durban during a media briefing today.
Africa Milani.
Weekday mornings,
4 to 6.
How common an occurrence is it where if I am found to be liable for a debt that I'm not able to pay, that my pension will then be attached in lieu of my inability to pay?
For you and me, whose pensions are regulated in terms of the Pension Funds Act, that would not arise. Your pension fund cannot be taken into account if you owe a debt.
The Pension Funds Act protects you and I from having any liability attached to our pension, but it's a different case for Jacob Zuma because it's more of a salary allowance.
Africa Milani.
4 to 6 on 702.
For over a decade, Aluma Capital has had one simple mission: to help you secure the financial future you deserve. Over the past 10 years, they've empowered thousands of clients with personalized strategies, expert advice, and impressive returns of up to 13.2%. Whether it's growing wealth, securing retirement, or planning for the unexpected, Aluma Capital is there every step of the way. Visit aluma.co.za today. Aluma Capital is a licensed FSP. T's and C's apply.
Calling all golf pros. Hollywood Bets invites you to step onto the green. Tee up, take a swing, and enjoy glorious golf action from electrifying competitions and thrilling live tournaments. Get ready to conquer the fairway and chase epic fortunes. Ready to master the odds and experience your crowning moment? Bet now on all the excitement and prepare to make your hole-in-one shot to sensational success. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008.
Introducing the new Grande Cheeseburger from Nando's. Freshly toasted signature bun, juicy flame-grilled chicken breast fillet basted in your choice of peri-peri. Nando's mayo, crisp lettuce, tomato, red onion. The red one, not the normal one. Gherkins, creamy cheddar cheese, and finished with that legendary peri-naise. A burger so big it literally took us almost 30 seconds to describe it, which is why you'll need both hands for it.
As South Africa assumes the G20 presidency in 2025, 702 and Standard Bank Group bring you exclusive conversations with the voices shaping Africa's economic future.
In these conversations, you have corporate leaders who are participating and who are very clear in terms of what they're trying to drive. So having the right individuals in these conversations is important for us as a bank. When we start thinking about being in these forums, there is a focus that says, how do we work together to create opportunities for SMEs? How do we work together to close the funding gap for SMEs? And how do we work together to create adequate support structures for SMEs?
Brought to you by Standard Bank Group on 702. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. EWN Sport.
With Tolagele Mganga in the world of sports. Good afternoon, Tolagele. What's latest in the sporting world?
Thanks so much, Thabo. Well, the Proteas beat Pakistan by 8 wickets in the second test to level the series at 1-1. Simon Harmer took 4 wickets to finish with career best figures of 6 for 50 as the home side were bowled out for 138. The triumph also sees the Proteas win a test in Pakistan for the first time in 18 years.
It's a credit to where the group is at the moment. The fact that they can turn it around. I think in yesteryear we might have been guilty of not giving up, but under pressure making poor decisions, where I think the squad at the moment, and credit to the coaching staff, Shukri in particular, instilling the belief in the players, allowing people to be free. It takes away that element of fear of failure, which I think is huge.
At the same time, Proteas T20 stand-in captain David Miller along with Gerald Gitsia have been ruled out of the upcoming white ball tour of Pakistan. Miller has a grade 1 right hamstring strain while Gitsia suffered a pectoral muscle injury. Matthew Bretzka and Tony DeZorzi have been added to the T20 squad while Donovan Ferreira would captain the side. For Otniel Bartman, he'll replace Gitsia in the ODI side. Over to Auckland, where England's third T20 against New Zealand was washed out by rain as the visitors claimed a 1-0 series victory. Just 3.4 overs were possible either side of an initial interruption, with the Black Caps reaching 38 for 1. That result sees Harry Brook win a first test overseas as England white ball captain. Switching over to the Bedway Premiership, where there were wins for Orlando Pirates and Stellenbosch last night, while Kaizer Chiefs are now winless in 4 games following a goalless draw with Siwelele. Co-coach Cedric Kazi insists the team is playing well, but their only fault is their inability to convert their chances.
I only believe that In everything you said, the only thing that we are lacking right now is scoring goals. The brand of football is coming along, is coming together. The lineup are consistent. The performances of the players are consistent. We need just to push to understand the responsibilities that we have and that we need to pick up points.
And the PGA Tour has cancelled its 2026 season opening tournament after failing to find an alternative venue for the event that was forced out of drought-hit Maui. The St. Trial will now no longer take place from January 8th until the 11th. And as a result, the tour will open its new season with the Sony Open a week later. Tolagile Mganga, Eyewitness News Sport.
EWN Traffic.
Garabo, I see that there's a bit of commotion around Marlborough. What's happening?
Yeah, there's an accident scene on that route, M1 northbound in Marlborough. That's near Marlborough Drive, slowing down traffic all the way from Corlett Drive. Still in Sandton, expect some delays on Catherine Street. This is between Rivonia Road and Greyston Drive. In Germiston, there's about an hour delay. This is on the N3 northbound between the Ilands Interchange and Geldenays due to an earlier accident. Calvin, traffic is heavily backed up on the N3 southbound between the Batu Interchange and London Road due to ongoing roadworks. And in Irene, slow-moving traffic on Nelmay Drive between the R21 and Main Road. If you come across any other traffic issues, please WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
702 Podcast
on primemediaplus.com.
19 minutes to 4 o'clock. Thanks very much for joining us. John is not here, so it's Thabo. Lovely having you with us till 6 o'clock. Earlier on, if you didn't hear about this, we were just wondering, those things that really could have made a difference in your life, and you quietly, in the silence of your mind, you reflect on them and you regret them. A lot of people say, I don't have regrets. Life is what it is. I think we do. Quietly, there are things that you do differently given an opportunity to go back. So we're asking Tolagile, one thing, it doesn't have to be a groundbreaking issue at all. It could be just some small stuff like, listen, had I bought that lotto ticket that day, chances are I could have won, but I just decided not to. Now I'll never find out. Or that loser, had I not dated that loser out there, I'd be better off. Or it could be, listen, they offered me a job and I didn't take it because I thought I was their it. And look at me now. I could be perhaps a bit further than I am. Do you have one of those?
Not as extreme as those examples, but definitely, I think for me, it's always been, I wish I had taken the risk and chosen to live on campus when I was in varsity. I wanted like that full-on varsity experience, and I think it would have helped also my concentration and dedication, because when you know that you have to take transport, after a certain time, your mind is like, I have to go to the bus stop.
Where did you go? Hoedstad? Westek?
I went to the University of the Witwatersrand, darling. It pushed me over the edge.
The Matrix.
Listen,
the Matrix.
With the pigeons.
Yeah. So, I suppose that would have given you a complete holistic varsity experience and changed your life somehow.
I always think so, because I think I would have gotten like that party experience as well, because also it takes a long time for me to be very social. I think if I had allowed myself to have that groundwork of being outgoing, doing all of those things rather than going, let me rush home.
Your appearances don't say that. You look like a party girl through and through. I give you one look, I'm like, oh, when are we going out partying again, Tolagile? But I want you to listen to this.
And you will never party together,
because I'm the party animal between the two of us, right? No, I wanted you to just listen to this text message that we got. And this is just a little bit heartbreaking. It said, here it is. Hi, Thabo. I don't know if this counts. 2023, my daughter failed matric. She wanted to go back to grade 11. I refused. I said she must rewrite. She failed again. I'm so torn. It's been haunting me. She's now doing NCV at college. I regret not allowing her to do grade 11 all over again. So some regrets are permanent.
I would
because I also have a niece where she passed well, but
Yeah.
the subject that she really wanted to excel in matric, she didn't get a right mark. And then she was speaking with her mom, and her mom was like, just apply to university and
Yeah.
accept what you can. And I remember having the conversation with her to say, will you be happy 5 years from now having
Yeah,
studied
that's
this
it.
thing?
That's
Because
it.
the time is going to go
Yeah,
either way.
one way or the other.
Whether or not you do
Yeah.
that thing. So if there is a chance and opportunity for her to go back and try to relearn that subject, retry that subject, do it. Life
Yeah.
is too short to be sitting there and thinking, my life could have taken a different pathway if I just made this one small decision. Guys,
Yeah.
people go back to school at 40.
Exactly.
Allow your kids
Exactly.
to have that experience now.
And the guy sitting next to you who does traffic now could have been a metallurgical engineer, but
He doesn't
here
even
it
know
is.
how to spell that
Eh.
word, so.
15 minutes to 4 o'clock, you're on 702.
Bongani Bingwa, 702 Breakfast.
Weekday mornings, 6 to 9.
I raised the issue of Amapanyaza, the people who were victims of their assaults as they supposedly were doing policing work. If that turns out to be illegal, what happens to all those victims? And now the Premier just tells us, no, there's a provincial unit to which they'll be absorbed. The Justice Department wouldn't sanction this. This whole let's turn them into traffic officers was a retrofit because even from the get-go, he was told this is illegal.
Bongani Bingwa, 6 to 9.
On 702.
The all-new Audi A5 has arrived with a panoramic sunroof that changes transparency and a B&O sound system built into the headrests. Every detail makes driving feel like an art form. Visit your Audi dealership, book a test drive and experience the Audi A5 from 14,499 Rand per month with a guaranteed future value. Visit Audi.co.za for more. T's and C's apply. Brought to you by Audi Financial Services, a division of Volkswagen Financial Services South Africa Pty Limited, an authorized financial services and registered credit provider.
You can become a victim of a legal problem, wrongful arrest, assault, uncontested divorce, rental disputes, maintenance matters, or labor problems. It can happen to you. Clientele Legal provides tough professional lawyers for an affordable monthly premium. Our legal team is standing by to assist you 24 hours a day. Join today. SMS Legal to 48721. That's legal to 48721. Clientele General is an authorized FSP and licensed non-life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Running a business is tough. You need tools that just work. That's why more South African businesses are switching to Mac. At iStore, we make it easy with 4,000 rands in added value when you switch. That's 3 years extended warranty and remote tech support, leaving you to focus on everything else. Switch to Mac with iStore, your expert partner. T's and C's apply. Mac at iStore. Run smooth as business should.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
Isaac Oortendaal is the Chief Investment Strategist at Symmetry. Isaac, do you believe what we're seeing now in AI stocks is some of the hallmarks, at least, of a bubble?
Of course, we don't know yet if the profitability is in AI. So Microsoft is profitable in its cloud and its enterprise software, and Amazon, we know what Amazon does, we know what Google does, we know what Meta does. But is that artificial intelligence component of what they're doing generating enough profits to justify the investment?
The Money Show.
On 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show with Stephen Grootes is brought to you by ABSA Corporate and Investment Banking, proud sponsor of the ABSA Africa Financial Markets Index 2025. The insights to guide you through Africa's financial landscapes are waiting for you. ABSA is an authorized FSP and a registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
702.
Let's walk the talk on 92.7
and 106 FM.
With 12 minutes to 4 o'clock, welcome back. Thabo in for John. I'm happy to be with you this afternoon. And feel free to use our line on 011-883-0702 on everything else that we have been speaking about. Talking about that, we're in conversation. This In Conversation is brought to you by DigiCloud Africa. Thinking Google Cloud? Think DigiCloud Africa. DigiCloud Africa is Google Cloud, Africa's first and leading value-added Google Cloud distributor, and will now offer Google's enterprise-grade security products and services as part of its portfolio. Today, we'll be talking to Gregory McLennan, the CEO of DigiCloud Africa. We will delve into the critical conversation about cybersecurity and how DigiCloud Africa, combined with the Google Cloud's world-class technology and local presence, can provide a comprehensive, expert-led solution to protect your business. On 702, Gregory joins me right now, and he's going to share with us a little bit more about cybersecurity. Gregory, welcome. Good afternoon. I hope you're good.
Yes, thank you for hosting me.
I was just saying we all pretend to know what cybersecurity is, but if you were to intensely ask us, many of us would be clueless. So what is cybersecurity?
And it's a good question, because when we think about cybersecurity, people just think it's sort of my online stuff, but it extends so far beyond that. It's about, when you look at it within a company, it's all your digital assets, it's your data, it's your customers' data. But even in the digital age where we're implementing more AI and all the rest of it, it's your ability to operate. So when we're talking about sort of cyber threats, it's a threat to all of those things.
Yeah, and I would suppose individuals, I'd suppose businesses would need to be wary of that. And the need and state of cybersecurity. Is cybersecurity really something that a small organization or even an individual needs to worry about?
Yes. I think it's one of those misconceptions that this is only something that big companies need to worry about. And yes, the bigger you are, the bigger the target you are. But to give you some statistics, last year, cybercrime increased by 44%. And the average business has more than 200 attacks on it a day.
Goodness me. These are cyber attacks, right?
Correct.
Coming from different sources.
Absolutely. So if you think about cybersecurity in the grand scheme of things, there are so many instances of sort of professional hackers out there trying to, be it ransomware, to steal your data and then extort it back to you, or to steal your customers' data and then use that nefariously, or there are sort of nation states and hacktivists that go there and they influence elections and whatnot. So cybercrime extends way past someone's phished my password.
Yeah.
And the detriment and the reason why one needs to look after your estate is, one, to prevent it, but also to manage the fallout should it or when it one day happens.
I'm more concerned about the latter, when it happens. And just before we came on air, you were just sobering me with some serious facts that, listen, we all don't know about cybersecurity until your bank account has been looted somehow, mysteriously so. And are those the practical things that, and does that mean that in practical terms, those are the things we need to be wary of?
So I think for any organization, regardless of size, as we head into 2025 and beyond, where AI is becoming better and better for all the right reasons, it's becoming better and better for all the wrong reasons as well. And, where we sort of come into play as Google, as at the scale at which Google operates, Google has these immense and incredible security solutions. We'll be bringing those to Africa through all of our resellers, and those solutions will help defend against and protect against these cyber attacks. And more importantly, when something happens, and remember, it's not just about maybe the bank account gets emptied out, but for your CIOs, there's regulations. If you get a data breach, there's compliance that you have to do. You have to report it, speak about it, and then solve for it, because nobody needs their ID number, bank account and whatnot on the internet.
And I suppose DigiCloud is a place to go when you really want to address these threats.
100%. So we have a number of partners that we work with. They are security specialists. And I think the right way to think of it, if I'm to give you an analogy, you're like in your home, you're living in Joburg. When you want to leave your house, you turn on this amazing system that you've got, which has got the CCTV and the alarm system and everything else. But if you don't turn it on and lock the door, then what's the point? The criminals can just walk in. So we've got these resellers and security professionals that'll help. And that's basically like having a 24-hour security guard at the front door that makes sure it's locked, the CCTV's on, the alarm's on, and you're good to go. And then when what hits the fan, then there are ways to recover from it. And can you get your data back? And if you've been ransomware, are there backups? What's actually been lost? how do we recover from that? And how do you manage it appropriately within the regulations?
And it's best for you to, knock on DigiCloud's door before anything happens. Almost like insurance, right? You don't want insurance when your car has just been stolen. You need it way before then.
100%. And the biggest thing about cybersecurity is the initial prevention.
Yeah.
If I just talk about antivirus, you don't want to get the virus and then install antivirus. You want to have it in the first place so that you never have to recover from it. Recovery is 10 times worse than prevention.
And for some reason, we do not take that very seriously as yet. Is it because we're a little bit behind and it's not at the fore of our minds?
I think many businesses are taking it more and more seriously. I think the amount of businesses that have become statistics in one sense, maybe they haven't been hit directly, but they've received a phishing mail and they've been like, they've caught a wake up as an example and said, hold on, wait, this is not from me. Why am I telling myself to pay something?
And the phishing mail, and we need to be aware of that because even smaller companies get phishing mail. I 100%. Even see what phishing mail is like on my emails. I'm like, hey, this doesn't look good.
100%. And even now, if you look at products like Google Workspace, where the amount of phishing controls that get put in place on a global scale to defend literally billions of people. Is massive. So yes, there's a human impact, but for as far as possible, we will assist with the systems so that you never even have to worry about the human having to be sort of trained on that stuff.
Do you have to be a massively huge corporation for me to approach DigiCloud Africa?
No, not at all. And I think any organization of any size should be considering cybersecurity, especially in 2025. And again, with the rise of AI, for as wonderful as it is on many things it does, it's helping everyone, not just the good people.
Yeah. And to think 24 hours a day, somewhere in the corner of the world, there's someone who may be wanting to break your cyber window and just enter into your cyberspace.
And if you think about it, if you're looking down a street of houses and all of them have got electric fencing and everything else up, but your house is sitting there with the door wide open, like who they're going to target first. And they don't care about the size. Obviously, the bigger, the more chance because you're a bigger target, but everyone should be concerned.
Well, Greg, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And I'm hoping that people will get in touch with DigiCloud in order for them to know more about this. This has been such an eye-opener, man. I really appreciate it. And all the best to you.
Thank you for hosting me.
Gregory McLennan is with CyberCloud. Are you worried about cybercrime? You should be. A recent Interpol report revealed that cybercrime rates are on the rise in Africa. But there's good news. DigiCloud Africa has partnered with Google Cloud to bring Google's enterprise-grade security operations platform to the continent. This powerful solution, which uses AI and threat intelligence, helps businesses detect, investigate, and respond to the latest threats with speed and precision. Contact info@DigiCloud to turn threat intel into action. Thinking Google Cloud, think DigiCloud Africa.
The Midday Report.
Weekdays
12 to 1.
Chairperson, is like saying you have a bread. Instead of buying the bread for those that don't have a bread, you take the bread from the ones that you all go hungry. I fully agree. We're all equal. But maybe the books that we have not equality does silently apply sometimes. Some are more equal than others.
Ever thought you'd hear Becky Cele quoting George Orwell? Oh, that was an interesting experience. I love a good analogy. The loaf of bread was pretty good, I thought.
The Midday Report
with Mandy Wiener.
12 to 1 on 702.
702.
Josie is about to bring the heat. The Discovery Vitality Chicken Run, flavored by Nando's, is happening Saturday, 8 November at 5 o'clock. Go 5K or 10K, run, walk, or just soak up that Josie summer air. Not tough enough? If you've ever sprinted for a taxi, dodged potholes, or climbed stairs when the power was out, your training's already begun. Grab your crew, lace up, and move Josie forward. Find the Discovery Vitality Chicken Run on racepass.com to enter. The Discovery Vitality Chicken Run, flavored by Nando's. It's run for everyone.
Joburg businesses, this is it. The Prime Media Prime Impact Sales Event is here, 3 to 7 November.
Register now and get a free demo commercial revealed live at the event, a tailored campaign for your business, and access to exclusive annual partnerships.
Prime Media is SA's leading media company with the audience reach and products to grow your brand.
Seats are nearly gone. Register today at primeimpact.co.za.
Naked people are popular at Briars because naked people spend less money on insurance premiums. They have more money for T-bone steaks. Go to naked.insure now, get a car insurance quote in 90 seconds, and get naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP.
This weekend, 7:02 Weekend Breakfast with Gugs Mhlungu is coming to you live from the stunning Ghost Mountain Inn in Mkuze. Together with KZN Tourism and Film Authority, we're celebrating the best of KZN. From a diverse culture and breathtaking travel experiences to a thriving film scene, KZN is where stories are made on screen and in real life. Catch 7:02 Weekend Breakfast with Gugs Mhlungu from 6 a.m. and KZN Tourism and Film Authority on 7:02.
This is EWN.
Milnerton High assault accused released on 2,000 Rand bail each, and the DA feels vindicated following Public Protector's Amapanyaza report. Good afternoon, I'm Bali Dlamini. Let's begin in the Western Cape. 6 Milnerton high school learners charged with 8 counts of assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm have been released on 2,000 Rand bail each. They appeared in the Cape Town Magistrates Court today. In total, 8 grade 11 learners are accused of assaulting a grade 10 learner on Friday last week. 2 of those learners are currently underage and they were released with a warning from the court. Carlo Peterson has more.
The 6 accused Milnerton learners were released on bail today after being given strict instructions by the magistrate to stay away from the complainants in the matter. 8 learners from the school have laid criminal complaints of assault against the accused. National Prosecuting Authority spokesperson Eric Ntabazalila detailed some of the bail conditions.
They must not directly or indirectly contact the witnesses as well as the complainants. They must not get close to the witnesses and the complainants. If they see the complainants, they must walk away.
The accused are also not allowed to enter the school premises while the matter is before the court. The Western Cape Education Department has arranged an alternative venue for the accused to write their school exams. Carlo Peterson, Eyewitness News, Cape Town Magistrates Court.
Let's stay in the Western Cape. Former Police Minister Bheki Cele says alleged crime kingpin Vusimuzi Matlala informed him that he was using the police's procurement processes to help fund Senzo Mchunu ANC political campaign. Cele admitted to knowing Matlala, who had a multi-million rand tender with the police. Cele is continuing with his testimony before Parliament's ad hoc committee investigating police corruption, where he has disagreed with Mchunu's decision to disband the political killings task team. He says he met Matlala at a high-end hotel in Durban in December last year to discuss the matter, but Cele insists he's not friends with Matlala.
Firstly, he said he has met Minister Mchunu, him and Brian Mahosi, 3 of them. And they spoke about him because he's got money through the tender, him to fund his project of becoming either a president or deputy president. He didn't know. Myself, I didn't know which project was it.
Meanwhile, in Pretoria, the firearms recovered during the murder investigation of Vereniging engineer Ahmed Swart have been linked to 30 different cases, including several murders. This is according to investigating officer in the Swart murder case, who concluded her 2-day testimony before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry this afternoon. Witness B told the commission how the investigating team received pushback from the detectives at the SAPS's ballistics lab in Pretoria as the murder weapons were linked to high-profile figures. This resulted in the team sending the firearms to KZN's ballistics lab for a second opinion. Swart, a father of 2, was shot 23 times outside his company premises in April last year. Oren Singh reports.
While the murders of DJ Sambodi and DJ Vintos have been linked to the firearms recovered during the murder investigation of Vereniging engineer Armand Swart, there are dozens more cases in which these same firearms were used in criminal acts. Testifying before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, Witness B, the investigating officer in the Swart case, alleged that ballistic analysis have linked the firearms to at least 30 cases.
Since the Swart matter and the recovery of these firearms, the ballistic hits that in total that we have at the present, of which it might be more because it's a continuous investigation, it's to the number of 30.
Witness B concluded her testimony before the commission this afternoon, with Witness C, a detective attached to the political killings task team, expected to testify tomorrow. Arun Singh, Eyewitness News.
We shift our focus to this now. The DA says it feels vindicated by the Public Protector's report, which has found the establishment of the Gauteng Crime Prevention Wardens was irregular. The Chapter 9 institution released a scathing report yesterday, focusing on the legality of the unit. It has found that the establishment of that unit was not backed by any constitutional mandate. The DA in Gauteng announced at a media briefing in Joburg today that it has submitted a no-confidence motion against the Premier. Alfa Ramashwana reports.
Just hours before the Public Protector released a report on the legality of what was informally known as Amapanyaza, Gauteng Premier Lesufi convened a media briefing where he announced the disbandment of the unit. Lesufi said the crime prevention wardens need to undergo further training following concerns about their inadequate readiness to address crime-related issues. However, the Public Protector's report went further, concluding that the establishment of the unit had no legal mandate. DA Gauteng leader Solim Simanga says Lesufi must admit that the entire initiative was flawed.
When we questioned him about it, he went on the State of the Province address where he says these people are now permanently employed. But how have you then employed these people on a permanent basis if the training that they've been receiving has not been accredited?
Earlier this month, KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi also expressed concerns in Parliament over the legality of Amapanyaza. Alfa Ramshwana, Eyewitness News, Johannesburg.
And the body of a Thai farmer killed during the October 7th attack on Israel and held by Hamas in Gaza was repatriated to Thailand today. His remains arrived at a Bangkok hospital from Tel Aviv as part of a ceasefire deal. This week, Israeli authorities confirmed they had received the farmer's body and formally identified him. Under the truce, Hamas has returned the final 20 surviving hostages that it was holding and so far released 15 of another 28 who died. Gold is trading at $4,091.98 an ounce. The rand is at 17.53 to the dollar, 23.21 to the pound, 20.22 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $64.27 a barrel.
Marlborough accident scene M1 northbound near Marlborough Drive, causing delays all the way from Ethel Oaklands and Sandton. Traffic remains sluggish on Catherine Street. This is between Rivonia Road and Greyston Drive, and in Germiston, traffic heavily congested on the N3 northbound. This is between the Ilands interchange and the Geldenese interchange due to an earlier accident.
In your sport, Simon Harmer's career best figures help Proteas end 18-year test win drought in Pakistan. David Miller and Gerald Goetze are ruled out of white ball series. And Blunt Kaiser Chiefs frustrated by Suwelele.
A sunny Friday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Johannesburg dropping to overnight lows of 11 degrees, peaking at 30. Pretoria 12 and 31, and Vereniging 10 at a high of 31 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour: 6 Milnerton High School learners charged with 8 counts of assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm have been released on 2,000 rand bail each.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
702.
Live
On the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM. Let's walk the talk.
8 minutes after 4 o'clock. Thanks very much for joining us. Second hour of the show, and we finish at 6. Great having you with us. John is not here. My name is Thabo Mashao, and the team is intact. And that team includes you, by the way. In the previous hour, we had very fast-moving sessions. We spoke to Oren Singh from EWN, looking at the Madlanga Commission, and obviously we paid focus at that Milnerton High School assault. Those 8 learners appeared before court today on charges of assault, and Carlo Peterson gave us some bit of insight. And we were also recently in conversation with DigiCloud about cybersecurity. That's so serious. You don't take it seriously until it has happened to you, God forbid, or someone close to you. So those are very serious matters, and that's the conversation that we had in the previous hour. This hour, though, just to give you some heads up, in a short while, we will be speaking to Solim Simanga, who's DA's provincial leader. And they've tabled a motion of no confidence against the Premier Panyaza Lesufi on Warden saga. You'd remember that the wardens will now be dissolved into the broader Gauteng Traffic Police, and others will be taken to various places. A lot of people, Bongani Bingwa was also speaking about it in the morning, saying that what happens now? I mean, you should have known that this was not illegal action to take. It has wasted time, efforts, and a lot of people's frustrations are becoming a bit more vocal at this point. So, Lim Simanga, do they have numbers to even push for the vote of no confidence? Or is this just a party publicity stunt? 10 minutes after 4.
702.
WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
Abu Tabo, talking about regrets. I wish I could say I have. I used to say I have regrets, but knowing what I know now and the life I'm living, who I'm living it with, I can gladly and easily say I do not have any regrets, because if I did, that means I have things that I want to change, and if I do change those things, I would not have met the woman I met now. So I am regret-free.
Good day, this is Clive. Yeah, I think this blunder by Lesufi when it comes to the wardens and stuff like that. Well, I mean, he was warned. He didn't listen. So I think, the DA is well within its rights to put forward a motion of no confidence, and I really hope that it does come to pass, So Lesufi has to be out. Get him out. Lesufi out.
Good afternoon, 702 fam. My biggest regret is on the 2nd of January 2023. I drove past home, but I did not go home. Had I stopped and went in, I would have been able to see my dad for the last time before he passed away 2 weeks later. Every day I kick myself for that decision that I made on that day.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. That is very heavy. If you've just joined us, earlier on we were asking, do you have any regrets? Looking back at your life, are there some things that you could have done differently? Is there one thing that you could have perhaps altered, done differently given an opportunity? Do you have a regret that really cost you greatly? Like we've heard now. I mean, this is really, really, truly heartbreaking stuff. The voice note, the previous voice note, I mean, it really gets serious when it gets to that point, when someone else loses their life and you're thinking, I should have done something, I could have been there, I should have been there, had I been there, perhaps things would have been different. And just that one more smile, I'm sorry about that. I'm truly sorry about that. And I'm hoping that you'll find comfort. I truly hope that you'll find closure, and you shouldn't blame yourself. Some things just happen the way that they do because there's no other way that they could have happened. 13 minutes after 4 o'clock.
EWN traffic.
Marlborough still a problem. Karabo, delays there. What's happening?
Yeah, driving through Sandton, heading towards Marlborough, we still have heavy delays. This is M1 northbound between Ethel Oakland and the Patlu interchange due to an earlier accident. Calvin, Alex area, heading towards Germiston. You can now expect about a 20-minute delay N3 South between the Buccleuch Interchange and London Road due to ongoing roadworks. Germiston traffic also congested on the N3 northbound. That's heading towards Bedfordview between the Eland Interchange and Geldenhuys due to an earlier accident. And in Constantia Kloof, that's driving towards Soweto, bumper-to-bumper traffic, N1 southbound between Beyers Naudé and 14th Avenue. If you come across any other traffic issues, please WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app. Breakfast with Bongani Bengwa.
Your morning fix of current events,
Developing stories,
and a whole lot more.
We share information, not because we have it,
but because it matters to you. We give a platform not just to newsmakers, but to you,
who are directly affected by what's happening in the news.
We'll expand your worldview, but bring you closer to who you really are.
Empowered, confident,
ready for those conversations around the water cooler.
Breakfast with Bongani Bengwa, 6 to 9 a.m.
Only on 702. Let's walk the talk.
Wine speak, you've heard it all before. Black currants, plums, vanilla. This year, Standard Bank WineX presents a voyage of discovery. Map your own route and let wine enrich the journey. WineX is brought to you by Standard Bank Private. It's the South African wine industry under one roof, live. Live a wealthier life with a Standard Bank Private and WineX at Sandton Convention Center on the 29th to the 31st of October from 5 to 9 p.m. Tickets at Web Tickets. Enjoy responsibly, 18 and over. Visit winex.co.za.
You are not dreaming. You are repeating. Insurance, pineapple. Insurance, pineapple. Insurance, pineapple. Insurance, pineapple. Pineapple FSP 48650 is underwritten by Omart Insure Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP.
Welcome to the brand new days. Sail the world with Norwegian Cruise Line, with more to see, more to do, and more to enjoy. Plus, upgrade your holiday with NCL's More at Sea for premium beverages, specialty dining, and much more. Think international cruising. Think NCL. For the best deals available, visit ncl.com or contact your travel agent. Restrictions apply. Welcome to the brand new days.
You can become a victim of a legal problem. Wrongful arrest, assault, uncontested divorce, rental disputes, maintenance matters, or labor problems. It can happen to you. Clientele Legal provides tough professional lawyers for an affordable monthly premium. Our legal team is standing by to assist you 24 hours a day. Join today. SMS Legal to 48721. That's legal to 48721. Clientele General is an authorized FSP and licensed non-life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
702 was in conversation with KZN Tourism and Film on 702 Drive with John Perlman, exploring how KwaZulu-Natal is building Africa's global gateway for business tourism.
One of the things that assisted us a lot is collaboration. The partnership with Durban ICC, Durban Convention Bureau, the city, which is the eThekwini municipality, and the KZN Tourism and Film Authority is basically a model of how institutions can work together, with the ICC contributing in operational excellence in terms of international event management, and the city is always, willing to provide logistical support and destination marketing, while tourism and film, they basically strengthen our international reach and storytelling.
KZN Tourism and Film Authority, connecting business, people, and opportunity. Join us.
Let's walk the talk.
This is 702.
7:02 indeed, 18 minutes after 4 o'clock. Welcome back, Thabo, in for John. The DA in Gauteng has announced plans to table a motion of no confidence against Premier Panyaza Lesufi. This follows finding that his administration illegally deployed the Crime Prevention Wardens Unit, colloquially known as Amapanyaza. And you have had that story before, and it has been, the announcement comes after Panyaza Lesufi stated he would phase out the unit and they would just be integrated elsewhere. The DA intends on pushing for the motion of no confidence. DA leader in Gauteng joins us on the line right now. Soli Msimanga is on the line. Soli, thanks for joining us. Good afternoon. I hope you're good.
Good afternoon, Thabo, and good afternoon to the listeners of 702. Thank you for the opportunity.
Great having you with us. Is it just about the Amapanyaza or the wardens, as it were, or are there other issues that propel you to push for the motion of no confidence?
Oh, no. There's a ton of things, Thabo, that I would have, highlighted earlier on today. You would know that I spoke to you earlier on this year about, the 177 forensic investigation cases that Panyaza initially said they don't exist. It was over imaginative mind that those cases do exist, only to find out that they do exist. He denied, and I have it in black and white, that those cases do exist. And when we gave them the file numbers, then he started saying he's not going to give it to us. It has got nothing to do with us. We took the matter to the ethics committee within the legislature, which did nothing. We took the matter to the public protector, and it was taking longer for us to get answers. We took it then to the AG, plus we took it also to the information regulator. The information regulator then wrote a letter, a scathing letter, to then say, we have a right as a member of the legislature to then have, access to those files, and he should make those files available. He denied that. And then the regulator continued to write on a number of occasions. In fact, the last time that Panyaza would then release some of the heavily redacted, documents was when the information regulator then said that if he doesn't release these reports to us, or actually then send the reports to the information regulator's office, there will be, finding, and he will be subpoenaed. He then, 2 days before the deadline, called a press conference, released, heavily redacted information, which would have, been requested by the information regulator.
Yes.
And, he only talks about 46 of the 177. Some of them were not even reports.
Sure.
Were actually then just memos that were coming from there.
Yeah, let's pedal back
issue.
To this one, and I don't want to derail you too much because we don't have a lot of time. But on this one, you are calling for a motion of no confidence, and partly because of the Amapanyaza. Of course, he's said that he will rectify and remedy the situation. They're going to be, absorbed by the Gauteng Provincial Traffic Police, and they will be deployed elsewhere. Isn't that sufficient for you?
No, this is why I was trying to then show you, the pattern in which Panyaza operates, Thabo, to show you that, Panyaza is not somebody that does the correct thing when it's required to do the correct thing. He does something when he knows that either a Chapter 9 institution is about to make a damning finding against him, or when, he is going to be subpoenaed to appear in front of a court or in front of an institution. That's when he reacts. Now, I can give you an example. I've just told you now what would have happened with the information regulator in the cases.
Yes.
There's an issue around the SIU reports that you would know from day one. We've been talking about the skiddy jeans in Tembisa and all of that, and we said this is what is happening, and we needed him to act. He didn't act, and once the SIU was ready to release a report, then he comes out and saying no, he's actually then going to be putting the HOD on suspension, while we had said from the get-go, because we knew that this HOD had actually then been investigated even before he was appointed. He didn't do anything until before the releasing of this. The last one is the public protector was going to make that announcement. Then Panyaza runs and then calls a press conference and saying now he's doing this, while we have been saying to him before, this is wrong. From day one, you would know that when we raised this thing, even on this platform, he called me, somebody who is anti-progress. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do that. But here's the thing, Tom. over 2 billion rand have been spent so far. Over 2 billion rand. Actually, I think it's about 3 billion rand if we then include this financial year. When you're talking about the so-called training, and I'm saying so-called because even today they cannot even tell us who is the training accredited by. So these people will have to start from scratch. And then we sympathize with the people that the 6,000 families that possibly are going to be victims of all of this. But we did say from the get-go
let's zoom in quickly. I have about a minute and a half remaining, Solly, and I apologize to hurry. Let's zoom into the numbers a little bit. You are calling for a motion of no confidence. ANC has got 28 seats. You have 22 seats. You then have the EFF at 11. MK has got 8 seats. Then the next would be Action SA at about 3 seats. Have you spoken to other parties to support you? How does it look? Because it could be seen as just a political stunt, publicity stunt on your end if you know very well that you're not going to win the motion, but you're just raising this for points for yourselves as the DA.
No, I have written formally now to all the political parties, including the ANC, by the way, to then say that these are the instances, and unfortunately we don't have time to unpack these things now.
Yeah.
That I'm raising in the letters that I've written to all the political parties. We are saying that, we cannot continue like this. And it's just not a stunt because we have raised this thing. Some of them, the other political parties in the debate have raised some of, or have actually concurred.
Do you have the numbers thus far, Solly?
So we still are going to have those meetings.
When do you intend for the motion to take place?
Well, that will depend on the speaker in terms of when the speaker will allow it to be tabled. But the next sitting will be taking place in 2 weeks' time. So will that be sufficient time for that motion to be tabled? The speaker will then make that determination.
Solly, thanks very much for your time. Solly Msimanga, Gauteng DA leader, 25 minutes after 4.
In the last 24 hours, this is what's happened in your world.
The 23rd of October 2015 was a day anticipated by students who'd spent months using protests and demonstrations to pressure President Jacob Zuma to yield to the demand of free education. Students had traveled from institutions across the country to be part of the historic event as Zuma was expected to address the large group gathered on the Union lawns. Simon Machete, who was studying at UNISA, was one of them.
Despite coming from different institutions, there was an element of unity.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
Johannesburg, the Ellis Park Roar is back. The Lions are home and the Vodacom URC season has begun. This year, the mission is simple. Let's do it for our city. We are the Lions' pride, and this weekend we defend our fortress. The massive challenge is here. Our Lions take on the hardcore, relentless force of Ulster. It's a clash of the Titans you cannot miss. We need you, your voice, your passion, your full-throated support at the stadium. Join the Lions' pride and show the world what Joburg rugby is made of. This is your game. This is your city. This is the Vodacom United Rugby Championship.
Business Outsurance are experts in business insurance for butcheries, restaurants, beauty salons, and more. Here's Gert.
I definitely have peace of mind that Business Outsurance is protecting our business. I do think Business Outsurance are the best insurance company out there, and they gave us the best quotes.
Switch to Business Outsurance, and you could get a massive 20% discount on your business insurance premium. Visit outsurance.co.za. Switch and save today. Licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
Sana, he said that till slip is like the N1 highway. It's long. Thanks, Captain Obvious. I got it. It's why I got the new Discount Better Rewards card that gets me 10% off instantly on over 140 brands. And then, does he not tell me over 140 brands means thousands of products? Exactly. That's why your Discount till slip never looked better. Inshallah, son.
With cybersecurity threats increasing year on year, it is becoming more and more critical for businesses to proactively address potential threats. As the newly appointed Google Security Operations Distributor for Africa, DigiCloud Africa is bringing Google-level security, regardless of the underlying platform, to businesses in Africa. Our specialist partners can help your security teams become more efficient and give you the peace of mind you deserve. Contact info@digicloud.africa to scale your security without limits.
He's the boss, the legend, the sound of a generation. Now his story hits the big screens, and 702's giving you the chance to win big. Play 2 truths and a lie. 3 Bruce Springsteen facts. 1's not true. WhatsApp Springsteen ZA to 072 702 1702, and we could be calling you to play. Spot the lie and win cash and a collector's vinyl package. Only on 702.
EWN Business.
With media's SG, Stephen Grootes. He is here bold and relentless. Steve, how you doing, man?
I'm well, not so beautiful, perhaps. Good to see you, Tubble. Welcome back. The JSE All Share up 1.59% at 110,569. So platinum bouncing back very strongly for various reasons. Gold too, because of geopolitical issues. So Trump has confirmed that his meeting with Putin is off. There are also more trade tensions between the US and China. The result of that is that gold and platinum are up. Oil is up too very strongly. So financials are up 0.16, industrials are up 0.39, and then resources up 5.04. They were down sort of 5% over the last couple of days because the gold price had, I'd say, fallen through the floor, but not really. They were still above $4,000. And then perhaps the big story of the day is Sasol, in fact. Sasol up 15% on the day. That's really because Trump has imposed sanctions on Russian oil. That means that India will not be able to buy Russian oil, or is going to think about cancelling that. That's pushed oil prices up. Sasol also had its third quarter business metrics released today. It says it's making good progress with its destoning plant. That means it's producing higher quality coal. The result of all of that is that Sasol share price is up 15% on the day. That's what happens if you don't get stoned. And then, of course, as you would expect, gold and platinum miners in particular. Goldfields up 6%, Implats as well, Northam, Sibania, all of them up very strongly. And then the Premier Group up 4.68% today. Let me just talk about platinum for a moment. So platinum is up because China is removing a VAT exemption on one of its big state-owned entities that deals in platinum, but only at the beginning of November. And what that means is everyone's trying to get as much platinum as they can because you can get it into China without the VAT, right? So that's put a squeeze on the market. And so it's a kind of artificial squeeze, but still good for us. So platinum prices are up as well. And then confirmation from the consortium taking over Barlow World. They now have the support of 90.6% of shareholders. They can take over the group and delist it. They finally got the support they needed from Silchester and the Public Investment Corporation. And then Afrimat confirming very good results today. In fact, headline earnings up by 92%, operating profits up by nearly 30% to 5.3 billion rand. It's quite a good story that's coming out there on the numbers. In the US, Wall Street opening flat. So Tesla and IBM had pretty poor earnings yesterday. Netflix missed the mark, which is what I've been saying about the offerings for some time. And as a result of that, that's dampening sentiment. There are also concerns about the US and China. But markets beginning to turn. The Dow Jones is up 0.06. The Nasdaq is up 0.5%. The S&P 500 is up 0.38. The gold price slightly higher than it was yesterday, $4,152.72. Platinum did spike earlier, dropping a little bit now, $1,598.60. And then Brent crude was just above $60 yesterday. It was $60.80 or so. It's at $65.76 today, so it's up significantly. The rand to the dollar 17.32, to the euro 20.11, to the British pound 23.05. Stephen Grootes, EWN Business.
Eyewitness News headlines with Mbali Dlamini. What's the latest, Mbali? Good afternoon.
Thanks, Tabo. Good afternoon. The Umkhonto weSizwe Party says it will fight to ensure that everyone implicated in alleged political interference within the police service is held accountable. It comes as the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry and Parliament's ad hoc committee continue probing explosive allegations flagged by KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi in July. The party hosted a media briefing in Durban earlier today and praised Mkhwanazi and the Political Killings Task Team for their work. Party National Chairperson Nathi Nhleko.
His courage has exposed how the state apparatus is manipulated to protect the interests of the few whilst persecuting the many.
He says accountability is paramount to ending corruption within law enforcement.
As MK, we demand full accountability from those implicated, and therefore we will use every parliamentary and legal instrument at our disposal to ensure that the truth triumphs over corruption and cover-ups.
The Tshwane municipality wants to decrease its reliance on water tankers, but issues of aging infrastructure continue to persist. The municipality held a media briefing today to dispute a recent News 24 article which stated that the metro had spent 777 million rand on water tankers in the previous financial year. The municipality says the figures represent procurement activity and not actual spend, as it also accounts for historical debt as well as unpaid invoices. Thabiso Koba has more.
The Tshwane municipality says its water tanker usage is consistent with the water outages in the city. As the outages increase, the municipality is forced to deploy water tankers to the affected areas. Tshwane City Manager Johan Metzler says aging infrastructure and vandalism are some of the main root causes for the outages.
The main causes were the bulk supply interruptions from Rand Water. Also, of course, the contamination of the Apis River and the Hammanskraal supply area. There's also the aging distribution network, which we are working on, but there's only about 20% of the funding that is required per year, so that then creates a growing backlog.
The Tshwane municipality says, like most municipalities across the country, its infrastructure budget is far below its infrastructure needs. Thabiso Koba, Eyewitness News.
21 undocumented foreign nationals have been arrested during a multidisciplinary operation in Durban today. Authorities raided various businesses in the city targeting undocumented nationals. Illicit goods have also been confiscated during that operation. Nhlanhla Mabaso has more.
This morning, police, Metro Police, Border Management Authority and immigration officers raided business premises in Durban's busy West Street. During the operation, 21 illegal foreign nationals were arrested for being in the country illegally. However, one of them questioned his arrest, saying he is not a criminal.
I'm not Skebengo, I'm not what, why throw in my shoes? I'm not Skebengo, I'm not what, I'm working, I'm poor man, you know.
KwaZulu-Natal Premier Thamsanqa Ntuli says the operation is an ongoing one.
They were able, in fact, to close down 13 shops that were operating without permits, or rather with permits that have expired. And a lot of goods were discovered which have expired, which the barcodes are not matching what the good is about. For an example, when check the barcode of a cigarette, you find that it tells you that it's something else, it's not cigarettes.
Ntuli says those arrested will be deported to their home countries. Nhlanhla Mabaso, Eyewitness News, Durban.
And the body of a Thai farmer killed during the October 7th attack on Israel and held by Hamas in Gaza has been repatriated to Thailand today. His remains arrived at a Bangkok airport from Tel Aviv as part of a ceasefire deal. This week, Israeli authorities confirmed they had received the farmer's body and formally identified him. Under the truce, Hamas has returned the final 20 surviving hostages that it was holding and so far released 15 of another 28 who died. A sunny Friday in store for Gauteng tomorrow, lows of between 10 and 12 degrees and highs of between 30 and 31.
Sunwood Park, Boksburg heading towards Brakpan. Roadworks causing heavy delays N17 eastbound between Rondebolt and Carnival City. In Benoni, there's traffic pressure on Rangeview Road between Dube and Tom Jones. And in Sandton, you can still expect about a 20-minute delay. M1 northbound between Ethel Oaklands and the Patlu interchange due to an earlier accident.
The top story in EWN, the Umkhonto weSizwe Party says it will fight to ensure that everyone implicated in alleged political interference within the police service is held accountable.
702 Afternoons
with Relebohile Maboja, 1 to 3 p.m.
And then when we say you've been cursed, I would assume then it means somebody or some people went out of their way to do something to invite continuous misfortune into your life.
Absolutely. And also we can pronounce curses upon ourselves. You know that when we pronounce negative things about ourselves and we are in an emotional state, because emotions act as fuelers of words.
Spiritual teacher and the author of No Soul Left Behind, Nomfanelo Munyu.
702 Afternoons
with Relebohile Maboja.
Let's walk the talk.
KwaZulu-Natal is South Africa's fastest growing business tourism hub, and the numbers prove it. Since 2020, business events have injected 1.8 billion rand into the province. MICE, standing for meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions, is driving inclusive growth, reaching even rural and township communities with strong public-private partnerships. Africa's Travel Indaba secured through 2030, and Durban's ICC, now a World Trade Center. KZN is building momentum. It's not just hosting events, it's where Africa meets to do business.
Every day I'm hustling. It's our reality as business owners. And it's good to know that there's someone out there who takes care of the business that makes the business. Gotta love My Way Business Insurance. Saving big on premiums with 24/7 emergency services, plus My Business Assist with marketing, legal, and labor advice services.
Visit myway.co.za or dial 0860 64 64 64 and get a quote today. My Way is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's, C's, and standard rates apply. My Way. Live your way.
Rent up. Food up. Electricity up. Everything up, up, up. Except demos at Motor Select. This Friday and Saturday only, we're bringing prices down on demo models from leading brands. Trade your car in and get up to 100,000 Rand trade-in assist in our Demo Deal Dash. 2 days only. Visit SA's largest dealer network at motorselect.co.za to shop our demo range.
To celebrate 25 years of helping you live the Premier life, FNB Premier is giving you a chance to win a 14-day European tour experience and other cool monthly prizes. Open any FNB Premier account from September to 31 December 2025. Switch your salary, swipe or tap a minimum of 2,000 Rand per month for 3 months straight. Spend and win with FNB Premier. FNB, help changes everything. TCs and competition rules apply. FNB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider.
EWN Sport.
With Tolagele Mganga. What's the latest? Good afternoon, Tolagele.
Afternoon, Thabo. While Hugo Bruce believes that his assistant Helman Makelele should be the ideal candidate to succeed him as Bafana Bafana head coach, Bruce will call time on his 40-year football career at the conclusion of next year's FIFA World Cup. And when discussing his successor, he was clear on who he was backing.
Best thing to do should be that Helman becomes the coach after me, because then you have a follow-up, same thing. When Helman will take the team, the way of work and philosophy, and it will stay the same with a little bit more African thing, because I'm a European. He thinks in a lot of things, 95% of the things he thinks the same thing as me. And that's why I'm so happy with him. It should be very good. The only problem with Helman is that he don't have the qualification.
Zimbabwe have fired Michael Ness after a disappointing World Cup qualifying campaign, and with only 2 months before they play at the Africa Cup of Nations. Ness had been in the job for 14 months and oversaw the last 6 matches of their 2026 qualifying campaign, in which they ended last in their group, having drawn 3 and lost 3. In the Betway Premiership, Orlando Pirates beat Bulukwane City 1-0 to move up to 3rd and 3 points behind leaders Mamelodi Sundowns. Adeslam Wadu's side are now on a 6-game winning streak in the league.
I usually say that it's the work of everybody, the players, the technical staff, the medical department, the management, and what I love in Orlando Pirates, we are working as a unit, we are working together. It's like a family. The consistency that you are seeing now, it's the fruit of the work of everybody in the club. And I hope it will continue like that.
Simon Harmer took 4 wickets to finish with career best figures of 6 for 50 as the Proteas won the second test against Pakistan by 8 wickets and the series finished levelled at 1-1. The test triumph is their first in the country in 18 years, while Harmer has become just the 4th South African to take 1,000 first-class wickets.
You know, sports in general, but especially cricket is a funny game. When that momentum changes and you have momentum on your side, things just start to go your way. And I felt like that was the turning point in this game, was those crucial runs at the back end and the way that KG batted. He took the Pakistan bowlers on and changed the game for us.
And newly crowned MotoGP champion Marc Marquez has brought an early end to his season, having suffered a collarbone injury at the Indonesian Grand Prix. A week after winning his 7th title at the Japanese Grand Prix, Marquez suffered the injury in a collision on the opening lap of the Indonesian race. Tolagele Mganga, Eyewitness News Sport.
EWN Traffic.
This Eyewitness News traffic is brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 451 142 now. You could save on car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 rands. Karabo, what's the latest? I see Boksburg is a bit hectic.
Yeah, Sunwood Park area, that's roadworks causing heavy delays heading towards Brakpan. This is N17 eastbound between Rondebold and Carnival City. Still in Ekurhuleni Benoni, traffic pressure on Rangeview Road between Dube and Tom Jones and Santon. You can expect about a 20-minute delay. M1 northbound. This is between Ethel Oakland and the Butler interchange. In the opposite direction in Marlborough, I see there's just been a report of an accident seen M1 southbound near Marlborough Drive. This is already causing more than an hour delay all the way from the N1 Allendale off-ramp. So if you're on that route, let us know what's the situation, how bad are the delays. You can WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702. Germiston, traffic remains congested heading towards Bedford View N3 northbound. That's between the Ilans interchange and the Galdenes interchange due to an earlier accident. Constantia Kloof heading towards Soweto, bumper traffic. N1 southbound between Bears, Nodia and 14th Avenue. I'll have your next Eyewitness News traffic update just after 5.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app. The Outsurance pointsmen know that every car on the road carries a story. There's a car with a couple stealing glances at each other. In a week, their lives will change forever as they exchange their I-do's. The Outsurance pointsmen know it's not just a car in traffic, it's a love story on the move. Every story is different and every story matters. That's why the Outsurance pointsmen have been doing what they do since 2005 in proud partnership with 702. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
Celebrate the legend and score like a rock star. It's time to win big with Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, and 702.
15 minutes to 5 o'clock. Welcome back. Thabo in for John. Every single day I've been tuning in to listen to this particular competition. It's been amazing. And now I hope this will be your turn. Experience Deliver Me From Nowhere, a powerful cinematic journey into Bruce Springsteen's raw and emotional search for authenticity, connection, and meaning. Inspired by the creation of his iconic Nebraska album, this film dives deep into the man behind the music, his struggles, his soul, and the sound that defined generations. Only in cinemas from 24 October. And let's see, who do we have on the line right now? Joel is our caller from Norwood. Joel, good afternoon. I hope you're good. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah,
good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. I think you know how this goes, but you do. Let me just repeat it for you anyway, Joel. We play two truths and a lie, and well, you'll have to detect the lie there. The two are true, of course, and one is a lie. And if you spot the lie, the cash is yours. So, Joel, are you ready? And are you a fan?
Yeah, definitely. I saw Bruce Springsteen in Sheffield many years ago. Sheffield Wednesday Stadium. It was a tremendous concert.
Oh, lucky you, man. Lucky you. So let's see if that information will assist you to pick out the lie. I'm just going to read two truths, and one of them is a lie. And then you will decide and you'll give me an answer. I hope it goes well for you. Good luck, Joel. Here we go.
Thanks.
So he once performed in the pouring rain without missing a note. That's one. 2, he's never released a live album. 3, he used to sneak into clubs to watch live music before he was old enough. Which one of those is a lie, Joel?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I'll say 2.
You'd say 2, and 2 was he's never released a live album. Well, guess what, Joel? Congratulations, man. You've won 2,000 rands and a chance to win a Bruce Springsteen Nebraska 82 Expanded Edition LP box set thanks to Disney on 702. Clearly you did see Bruce, and clearly you're a fan, Joel. Congratulations to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I wouldn't mind seeing him again. So if you've got a ticket for that, that would be good.
Let's see what we can do. But Joel, congratulations once again. Really happy for you, and you were able to spot a lie on that one. And, tune in again tomorrow for another chance to win on 702, 12 minutes to 5 o'clock.
702 Podcast
on PrimeMediaPlus.com.
You'd know it. It's My House, My Home, the feature that happens every Thursday round about this time. And today we thought let's take a very different direction. It could be that all of us need security cameras, CCTV cameras. We do need them around us. Obviously, crime is a concern to many of us as South Africans. But where do we draw the line between security and privacy? It could be that your neighbor has got these intrusive security cameras and you just want to jump into a pool every now and then, or you're just walking around and you feel that they're intrusive. So today, on Your House, Your Home, the case of intrusive security cameras when crime concerns and privacy collide. Marina Constas is Director of BBM Law, and Marina joins us right now on the line. Marina, thanks for your time. Welcome to 702. Great having you with us.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Tabo.
This is a very interesting case, and I don't want to mess it up by just trying to explain it. I'm going to ask you to give us a bit of an insight into it, because indeed, security is very important, but so is the right to privacy, Marina.
Definitely. Tabo, the thing is, with the proliferation of residential security cameras, particularly closed-circuit TV, CCTV, that's on 24 hours.
Yeah.
This creates a tension between the fundamental right to privacy and obviously legitimate security concerns. And this case really shows that. It shows it in a very big way, because it talks to security cameras that were placed in a home in a really affluent suburb in the Western Cape. I can tell you the sequence of events. So let's say we have Mr. X, and he sued his neighbors Y and Z, who installed this camera. This camera was installed. It was a 24-hour closed-circuit camera, and it had direct line of sight to Mr. X's swimming pool and entertainment area as well. So he said that they breached his privacy and that they were creating a nuisance. Bearing in mind this particular set of neighbors had been fighting for the last 20 years. They'd been in litigation between them. So anyway, the Western High Court agreed with Mr. X and ruled that Mr. X does have a fundamental right to privacy, which is enshrined in the Constitution. Anyway, that wasn't the end of the matter. Y and Z decided to take it on appeal, and 2 years later, now in September 2025, the appeal hearing came out, but the appeal court agreed with Mr. X and actually dismissed the case from Y and Z, and they said that there was definitely interference. There was a presence of malice on behalf of Y and Z when they put this camera there, because they'd been fighting and they always wanted to annoy the neighbor. And they said that basically there was definitely a major problem with invasive scrutiny of one's inner sanctum. That's what they said. And they upheld the first court's case. So now, if they had just agreed to reposition the cameras, then they would have certainly saved a lot of money in terms of legal fees. But my experience, and I'm more experienced in the sectional title setup, is that it's people who are fighting who actually enjoy doing this, just to irritate their neighbors. Positioning cameras directly facing the units or being able to see the goings on. And of course, the courts would have none of that. So this case is really saying at the end of the day that it's a reminder to all property owners in South Africa, whether you live in freehold homes or in sectional title, you are entitled to protect your properties. But surveillance measures have to be balanced against all constitutional rights to be free from constant observation.
Yeah. And Marina, this was very direct, clearly, wasn't it? Because then in the screenshots provided by the appellants themselves, it revealed that the cameras captured the respondent's courtyard, swimming pool, and entertainment area, and potentially even part of the bedroom.
unit.
Yeah, so it really cannot be only about security. It also means it also means that you may be prying into people's private lives, and they must just be self-conscious every time they walk around what is supposed to be their private space. But in other cases, I assume it's not going to be that clear cut, right? It could be that my neighbor's camera is just perhaps overlooking my gate as well, and not necessarily the swimming pool, and I may be uncomfortable with that. Do we know now from this case where the parameters are?
Well, I think it all goes to one of the claims, and one of the claims is nuisance. So there has to be nuisance value, and that means that there has to be interference. So the court will look at things like the degree of interference, the nature of the interference, the duration, the length of time. So something like you've just mentioned now, it's a different circumstance completely. It's maybe just looking at the gate. There still might be a room to argue that, I don't want my neighbors to see who's coming in and out of my gate in any case. So it's a slippery slope. And also you've got to remember that you're also contravening the Protection of Personal Information Act when you're placing CCTV camera with 24-hour surveillance close to any neighbor.
Sectional titles, and I suppose the estates and all these other communal living spaces. To some extent, would it help if they held very stringent policies, especially around security cameras? Would it do away with these potential issues?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Thabo. So the directives from the Community Scheme Ombud Service is that every complex, including homeowners associations, have to have a POPI policy, Protection of Personal Information Act policy. And in that policy, you have to also do layout sketch plans of where your cameras are in the complex. That really, really helps and assists the trustees or the directors to show it every time they're asked about cameras in the complex. And it's a really surefire way of preempting any arguments or any problems that might arise. And certainly with POPI policies, we've seen that that's helpful, and that many, many complexes are adopting that approach.
So do what you want in your own yard, as long as it doesn't affect me.
That's it. Consideration, mutual respect, dignity. That's what it's all about in communal lifestyle.
And I mean, I suppose someone would play devil's advocate and say, but what if someone was to jump from your side of the yard, knowing that perhaps you have a weakest link as far as your security issues are concerned, and you're going to be a risk to me?
Yes, and in fact, I think this was raised in this case. I think there was an illegal structure that had been put up on the neighbour's property, where it was sort of easier to gain access from that. But the court held that those constitutional rights, whilst there are limitations on your constitutional right to privacy, the right of privacy is really a right worth protecting. Even over security concerns, or at very least balancing those interests.
And I suppose it takes us back to the textbook lessons about our rights. They do have limitations, except one or two, isn't it, Marina?
Yeah, absolutely, Thabo. And when it comes to neighbour law, and certainly I know from sectional title law, there are always people who may not actually be that rational. Egos get in the way. And then it's court cases. I mean, this one affidavit in this court case was 450 pages long.
Wow.
About a security camera. So, you can understand why my life is never dull.
Well, I suppose good walls make good neighbors. Or good cameras in this instance don't make good neighbors at all. Marina, thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Marina Constas is director of BBM Law. And this was a very interesting case because the judgment involving the contested positioning of home security cameras in a wealthy Cape Town suburb. A full bench of the Western Cape High Court reaffirmed that the constitutional right to privacy includes one's outdoor living spaces, even when balanced against legitimate security concerns. Your house, your home, that's exactly what it ought to be. Your privacy comes first. 3 minutes to 5 o'clock.
Aubrey Masango.
Weekday evenings.
8 to midnight.
I wonder whether there'll be calls for Premier Panyaza to resign. They knew when they established Panyaza that it was done outside of any legal framework. I mean, if we knew it, surely they knew it. We invited Mayor Faith Mazibuko to come and explain. She didn't want to come. But we said that there's no legal basis upon which you can establish these peace wardens. The shenanigans, man, the skullduggery, it continues even in the face of what we are seeing at the Malanga Commission. There must be accountability. The law has been broken.
Aubrey Masango.
8 to midnight on 702.
702.
Study your law degree at Regenesis Law School in Sandton or online and build a successful future with leading multinational corporations, or launch your own legal practice. A Regenesis Law degree is profoundly transformational, shaping intellectually sharp, fearless warriors of justice and purpose-driven lawyers. Regenesis is Africa's fastest-growing education institution with 1,000 multinational clients across 12 countries and a faculty of 100 industry experts. Enroll now for your law degree at Regenesis Law School at law.regenesis.net.
Here's the thing about running a business. It needs constant connection with reliable communication between you, your staff, and customers. That's why the right partnership matters. Get Cloud PABX from Telkom Business, a unified communication solution that makes connecting easy from just 161 rands per month.
This summer, your business deserves the best. Visit telkom.co.za/business for deals that keep your business online all the time. T's and C's apply. Telkom Business. Possible begins here.
Feel the rhythm of summer at the Old Mutual Music in the Gardens, featuring Mikasa and Jazeel Brothers, live on Saturday, 25 October at the Walter Sisulu Botanical Garden. Experience soulful sounds, sunshine, and good vibes in one of Joburg's most beautiful settings. Get your tickets now at webtickets.co.za. Proudly presented by Old Mutual, 702 and Breakout Events.
This is EWN.
The son and nephew of murder-accused Gatiso KT Molefe are still on the run, and the DA wants Lesufi to account for funds used on Amapanyaza. Good afternoon, I'm Bali Dlamini. Police remain on the hunt for Lucky Tsepo Molefe and Thapelo Molefe, the nephew and son of murder-accused Gatiso KT Molefe. The pair is wanted in connection with a scheme which saw Transnet award a tender to a company accused of massive price inflation. The issue was flagged by Vereniging-based company Q-Tech. Shortly after that, Q-Tech employee Armand Swart was killed in April last year. Now it's emerged that members of the Molefe family have been involved in acts of defeating the ends of justice in relation to the arrest of Lucky and Thapelo. In a voice note played before the Malanga Commission of Inquiry today, Gatiso Molefe's girlfriend, Fundiswa, can be heard instructing Lucky Molefe's sister to tell him to lay low as police were after him. According to Witness B, the investigating officer in the Ahmad Swat case, who has been testifying before that commission, Lucky is referred to as Tsepo by his family.
Lebo, can you please tell Tsepo that he needs to stay far away from Soweto and he must not come to work until further notice. He must not be found anywhere and his phones must remain switched off. Everything to do with him must not be found until further notice.
Fundiswa goes on to advise how Lucky can prevent getting caught by the police.
He must remove the tracker from the RS4 because they want it. If he wants to go to the mall, he needs to wear a cap or put on some kind of headgear or spectacles. When Tsepo wants to get drunk, tell him that I said he must please buy a bottle and drink at home. Please, until further notice.
At the same time, former Police Minister Bheki Cele says alleged crime kingpin Vusimuzi Matlala informed him that he was using the police's procurement processes to help fund Senzo Mchunu ANC political campaign. Cele admitted to knowing Matlala, who had a multi-million rand tender with the police. Cele is continuing his testimony before Parliament's ad hoc committee investigating police corruption, where he has disagreed with Mchunu's decision to disband the political killings task team. He says he met Matlala at a high-end hotel in Durban in December last year to discuss the matter, but Cele insists he's not friends with Matlala.
Firstly, he said he has met Minister Mkhunu, him and Brian Mahosi, three of them. And they spoke about him because he's got money through the tender, him to fund his project of becoming either a president or deputy president. He didn't know. Myself, I didn't know which project was it.
We shift our focus to this now. The DA in Gauteng is calling on Premier Lesufi to account for the funds spent on the crime prevention wardens. Lesufi announced the disbandment of the unit yesterday, saying the wardens need to undergo proper training to effectively serve as peace officers. Just hours later, the public protector released a report finding that the establishment of the unit was irregular. Speaking at a media briefing in Johannesburg today, DA Gauteng leader Solim Simang emphasized that Lesufi must take responsibility for what he described as reckless spending.
What the public should actually be asking is, what has happened since the time that he was told that this is wrong? What has happened to the monies that have been spent? Who has actually benefited out of this? Why hasn't the right steps been done from the get-go? But let's also then take it a step further. He now says, now this thing is going to be phased out. Who's going to carry the cost? Municipalities are certainly not going to be able to then carry the cost of this.
Let's shift our focus to the Western Cape now, where 6 Milnerton High School learners charged with 8 counts of assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm have been released on 2,000 Rand bail each. They appeared in the Cape Town Magistrates Court today. In total, 8 grade 11 learners are accused of assaulting a grade 10 learner on Friday last week. 2 of those learners are underage and they were released with a warning from the courts. Carlo Peterson has more.
The 6 accused Milnerton learners were released on bail today after being given strict instructions by the magistrate to stay away from the complainants in the matter. 8 learners from the school have laid criminal complaints of assault against the accused. National Prosecuting Authority spokesperson Eric Ntabazalila detailed some of the bail conditions.
They must not directly or indirectly contact the witnesses as well as the complainants. They must not get close to the witnesses and the complainants. If they see the complainants, they must walk away.
The accused are also not allowed to enter the school premises while the matter is before the court. The Western Cape Education Department has arranged an alternative venue for the accused to write their school exams. Carlo Peterson, Eyewitness News, Cape Town Magistrates Court.
And in the UK, 3 men in their 40s have been arrested in London on suspicion of assisting Russian intelligence services. The men are in custody and face questioning by counter-terror police over alleged offences under the National Security Act. Last week, the UK's domestic intelligence agency, MI5, warned that Russia, China and Iran had fueled a dramatic rise in threats to the UK from foreign states. Gold is trading at $4,090.93 an ounce. The rand is at 17.48 to the dollar, 23.26 to the pound, 20.22 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $64.27 a barrel.
Sunwood Park, that's in the Boksburg area. Roadwork still causing about a 30-minute delay heading towards Brakpan, N17 eastbound between Rondebolt and Carnival City. In Marlborough, there's that accident scene, M1 South near Marlborough Drive, causing huge delays. And in Blackheath, Randburg, bumper-to-bumper traffic on Beyers Naudé between the N1 and Judges.
In your sport, Hugo Broos says he will consider naturalized players for Bafana Bafana selection ahead of the FIFA World Cup. Simon Harmer's stars as South Africa beat Pakistan to draw their test series. An NBA coach and player arrested in illegal gambling probes.
A sunny Friday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Johannesburg dropping to overnight lows of 11 degrees, peaking at 30. Pretoria 12 and 31, and Vereniging 10 at a high of 31 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour: police remain on the hunt for Lucky Tsepo Molefe and Thapelo Molefe, the nephew and son of murder-accused Katiso KT Molefe.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
702.
Live
On the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856.
92.7.
And 106 FM. Let's walk the talk.
7 minutes after 5 o'clock, the final lap of the show, Tabo in for John Perlman. We're together till 6. Great having you with us. A lot happened in the past hour and more will happen in this present one. In a short while, I will be speaking to Baba Londenze, EWN reporter. This is on Bheki Cele's appearance before the ad hoc committee. Goodness me, did he not throw former President Jacob Zuma under the bus? Is he not hot on that stand? Really dishing out some very interesting information and at times volunteering more. Great. I don't think he's been a bad witness at all. He has, at least according to me, been willing to share and be open, transparent with the ad hoc committee. Well, I suppose that will stand the scrutiny of cross-examination wanted. So, but we'll speak to Baba Law in a short while about that. In the previous hour on Your House, Your Home, we looked at the case of intrusive security cameras when crime concerns and privacy rights collided. And the matter was taken to court. One neighbor had their cameras overlooking the neighbor's yard and part of the bedroom, including the swimming pool. So the matter lasted for some time in court. Privacy versus security. And we also had a chat with Solim Simanga of Gauteng DA about the motion of no confidence against Premier Lesufi. Any of those issues that you'd like to raise with us, perhaps you want to express a view, most welcome to do so on 072 702 1702. Or you could call us directly on 011 883 0702. 9 minutes after 5.
EWN Traffic.
Eyewitness News Traffic is brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 45142 now. You could save on car insurance. If you don't ask them for 500 rands. Karabo, the latest. And I see that Marlborough continues to be problematic.
Yeah, Marlborough, we had that earlier accident, M1 South near Marlborough Drive, causing heavy delays all the way from the Patlu interchange. Also in the Sunwood Park area, Boksburg, there's roadworks causing about a 30-minute delay heading towards Brakpan, N17 eastbound between Rondebolt and Carnival City. Calvin also expect about a 20-minute delay, N3 southbound between the Patlu interchange and London Road due to ongoing roadworks. Blackheath, that's in the Randburg area, bumper-to-bumper traffic on Bayers Nordia between the N1 and Judges. And if you're leaving the Pretoria CBD, there's also slow-moving traffic. This is on Eskiam Pahlele between Vormhagen and the R80. If you come across any other traffic issues, kindly WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Clever late excuse number 95. You spilled beetroot juice and had to go buy a new top. Not very convincing. Fortunately, with the Outsurance pointsmen on the roads, you no longer have to come up with creative excuses for being late. The Outsurance pointsmen easing traffic congestion and getting you there quickly and safely since 2005. Outsurance really means it when they say you always get something out, in proud partnership with 702. Show them some love online using hashtag pointsmenlove. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
If you have something on your mind, Clement's Show is where you let it all out.
If there's a hot item on the news, this is where we unpack it.
Everyone's invited and no topic is out of bounds. We explore,
Discuss,
discover,
disagree, and dissect.
we arm you with useful information to guide you through your daily life. Basically, this is your time slot with Clement for company. Clement Maniatela.
9 a.m. to midday, only on 702. Let's walk the talk.
Cheat on your baba with the Market Theatre this November with no regrets. Experience the African premiere of El Nua Elam's international hit play Barber Shop Chronicles, an exceptional cast, takes you inside the barber shops of 5 African cities and London, where men gather for connection, debate, laughter, and therapy. Cutting-edge storytelling, razor-sharp drama, neatly trimmed movement, and song. Don't miss Barber Shop Chronicles, directed by Sibusiso Mamba. Visit markettheatre.co.za to buy your tickets.
10 years ago, Illuma Capital set out with one goal: to help people like you build a legacy for tomorrow. Through personalized strategies and unwavering dedication, we've been instrumental in helping our clients achieve their financial dreams, whether it's securing retirement, growing wealth, or planning for the unexpected. For a decade, we've been trusted to guide your financial journey with expertise and care. Visit illuma.co.za today. Illuma Capital is a licensed FSP. T's and C's apply.
Lyft is turning 5 and we're celebrating with South Africa. Back in 2020, the public chose our name, and now 5 years later, Lyft is inviting you to design a tale of a real Airbus A320. That's right, your design could take to the skies on one of our aircraft. And the best part? The winning designer gets flights for a whole year. Don't miss your chance to leave your mark on South African skies. Visit lyft.co.za to enter today. T's and C's apply.
We're gonna make insurance great again. We're gonna build a wall around high premiums. A big wall. The best wall. And guess what? You're not paying for it. We're gonna grab poor service by the policy. It's gonna be tremendous. Believe me.
This message has absolutely nothing to do with the US government. It's paid for by the King of Insurance, who's making insurance great again. Get a quote now. It'll be the best decision, people are saying, ever. King Price is a licensed FSP. No fake news, just like her insurance.
702 was in conversation with KZN Tourism and Film on 702 Drive with John Perlman, exploring how KwaZulu-Natal is building Africa's global gateway for business tourism.
One of the things that assisted us a lot is collaboration. The partnership with Durban ICC, Durban Convention Bureau, the city, which is a eThekwini municipality, and the KZN Tourism and Film Authority is basically a model of how institutions can work together. With the ICC contributing in operational excellence in terms of international event management, and the city is always willing to provide logistical support and destination marketing, while tourism and film, they basically strengthen our international reach and storytelling.
KZN Tourism and Film Authority, connecting business, people, and opportunity. For more about 702,
go to primemediaplus.com.
15 after 5, you're on 702. You'd know that today Bheki Cele gave evidence on the first day of his testimony before the ad hoc committee, and it was riveting. And he's a former, obviously, police minister, and he was disturbed when he said he was disturbed when he saw media reports claiming that he was not willing to cooperate with Parliament ad hoc committee investigating police corruption. Babylon Denze joins us right now. He's a EWN reporter. He's been following these very closely in Cape Town. Baba, look, great talking to you again. Welcome to 702. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Thabo.
It started on a very interesting pace. The evidence leader led him back to how he joined the police. In his statement, he mentioned that amongst others, the former police commissioner and late police commissioner J.K. Silebi had not been told about the appointment or the eminent appointment of Bheki Cele. So that's why he started his role a little bit later on. And later on, he threw President Zuma under the bus, mentioning that he gave him that important job of being a deputy minister of agriculture, having to look after fish. Obviously, there was tongue-in-cheek there, Babalwa. But how has their testimony been thus far, and how has it been received? It looks like it's been full of fireworks.
Yes, indeed, Thabo. There have been some, fireworks by the former minister Bheki Cele. He dropped a few bombshells. He basically contradicted, most of the submission that was made by his successor, Senzo Mchunu, the minister that's on a leave of absence, who appeared for the past 4 days before the committee on his reasons to disband this political killings task team. And he also contradicts Mkhunu over the interministerial committee that is still in existence, but Senzo Mkhunu said that, in the new 7th administration, this IMC was basically not in existence or had not basically been established like it was in the 5th and the 6th administrations. He says that, the IMC in 2023, in fact, said that, resolved that there is no reason to disband the political killings task team, which is a direct contradiction to the minister. He also says that the IMC is in full effect, and in fact, he should have informed the IMC before his issuing his directive to disband the political killings task team on the 31st of December last year. He says this IMC is the one that set up this political killings task team. It also, has oversight over the PKTT as well, and that in any case, he should have informed the National Police Commissioner, Fanny Masemola, as well. And you'll remember that in Fanny Masemola's submission before the committee during his evidence, he said that he was never informed by the minister. When he tried to get the reasons for his disbandment, he never got any luck, and the minister never gave him any full reasons. He also says, Begitele also telling the committee that, the JCPS cluster, which is, chaired by the Justice Minister, should have also been informed in this matter, should have also been roped in the discussions. Also dismissing some submissions, for example, Mary De Haas, who is this researcher, crime activist in KZN, saying that, she seems to have influenced Senzo Mkhunu's decision. Also touching Thabo briefly, or not briefly, quite extensively, actually, on his relationship with Ket Matlala, who we know has a tender with the police, I think a 360 million rand tender for providing certain healthcare services at police facilities, and is also murder accused. And is currently before the court, as well as Brown Mohotsi, the controversial businessman and, ANC activist from the Northwest. He also says that, he met Matlala also just once in December last year, and this was a meeting to discuss, the arrest basically of Dumsani Khumalo, who's the head of crime intelligence. And he says Khumalo's arrest he was being targeted, and he's also implicating the Minister Mkhunu in this, as well as, Shadrack Sibia, the Deputy National Commissioner, in this plot to get Dumsani Khumalo arrested in response to a raid at Ket Matlala's house. And he's defending his discussions with Ket Matlala. He says there was nothing untoward. He speaks to criminals all the time, and it does give him insights on criminal activity in the country. And he just also explained why, he had to address Ket Matlala directly on this matter. Also saying that Ket Matlala, in fact, told him directly that Minister Mkhunu, he was assisting with funding his political ambitions or his political campaign to be either president of the ANC or deputy president of the ANC, and he's using that police tender as part of this funding project, he says. But just take a listen to what else Begitela said about this relationship and, where it took them.
No, there are no perceptions that are changing. I've met a person that I do not know has given me this information, and there is an action that I need to take. The action that I need to take is that the court, Khumalo should not go to court, because Khumalo going to court is not genuine. Is to put him there, he loses the case and is disciplined, and I guess the aim is to take him out of police, especially having come from the person that I knew. They were not very close, him and Isbia. So I had to action that.
Babalo, that's very interesting, because now he also, amongst others, reminded the ad hoc committee that he was at loggerheads with Mdluli. Actually, he's the one who suspended Mdluli during his tenure as the Commissioner of Police.
Yes, indeed. He says that he's actually the one who took action against Richard Mdluli. He says that he went against, his superiors, I guess, in this decision to have Mdluli arrested, and he removed basically from crime intelligence. And he's just defending some of his actions that he took before that 6th of July press conference by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. And he's saying that, Richard Mdluli was one issue that he took care of, but he says that, there have been these forces, within police leadership in not just KZN but nationally, to try to influence certain decisions. So he's also giving the committee some insights on the influence that happened, not just from Shadrack Sibia, who he says was also quite, at the center of having Dumisani Khumalo arrested. He was also saying that Senzo Mchunu was also at the center of some of these decisions that were taken, before these arrests. So he's implicating a lot of people, Shadrack Sibiya, he's implicating Senzo Mchunu, and he also, says that Ntatam Kwanazi, actually praised Ntatam Kwanazi at some point, and he also gave some detail on how he rose to the top of the police force during his career. And, at some point he also said that, when he was suspended by President Jacob Zuma, where he involves Jacob Zuma's name, he says Jacob Zuma suspended him and, basically replaced him with Ntatam Kwanazi as the acting commissioner. And this was, about 2 administrations ago. So a lot of information coming from Bheki Cele currently on issues around, crime intelligence, as well as ANC, matters. He also says himself he was bugged. And another reason for taking action against Richard Mdluli is that, they bugged his cell phone, and, they might have used a different name to get this bugging, approved by the court. But he says that he was bugged, for months by Richard Mdluli, or Richard Mdluli was involved in tapping his phone.
Sure.
And that was one of the main reasons why he took action against Richard Mdluli. And you will know that Richard Mdluli had, a lot of political support, during his tenure before he was, even arrested and removed from the police force. So Bheki Cele is giving all this information now. As we speak, he's also talking about issues, related to how, the special forces were involved, and how, the special task team that Ntatam Kwanazi is also a member of, have been involved in this whole saga.
Babalo, I don't know if you know about this development that has just come through right now, that Ntatam Kwanazi, Lieutenant General Ntatam Kwanazi, has withdrawn allegations about Cele. And he previously had accused Cele of providing bank details to Ket Matlala. And now he has amended his evidence given to the ad hoc committee. And these news have just literally come through right now, and they may have some implications, and some people may wonder, why are you doing that only now? Did you think that Cele was going to incriminate you? And now that he hasn't, and he's aligned to your messaging, could it be that you also don't want to throw him under the bus? And I'm not throwing you under the bus because it just came through now. I don't know how much you know about it. Yeah.
No, indeed. The evidence leader, Advocate Norman Arendse, did mention this. In fact, Norman Arendse, he got a message, or the evidence leaders, the team got a message from Kwanazi, saying that he intends, or he wants to withdraw this claim that, there are banking details and there are payments. But members are not really satisfied with Ntatam Kwanazi's approach by sending a message and thinking that basically resolves the matter. Now it looks like they want Ntatam Kwanazi back for the committee to, make this submission formally and withdraw these allegations formally.
Yeah.
And Ntatam Kwanazi, not everyone says Ntatam Kwanazi is an angel, or is beyond reproach. So it looks like Ntatam Kwanazi
he may come back, right? Sadly, I have to leave it at that, bro. I want to talk forever about this. This is so interesting, but sadly, time doesn't allow us. Thanks so much, Babalo. All the best to you, Babalo Ndenze, EWN reporter, 25 after 5.
702 afternoons
with Relebohile Mabota, 1 to 3 p.m.
And then when we say you've been cursed, I would assume then it means somebody or some people went out of their way to do something to invite continuous misfortune into your life.
Absolutely. And also we can pronounce curses upon ourselves. You know that when we pronounce negative things about ourselves and we are in an emotional state, because emotions act as fuelers of words.
Spiritual teacher and the author of No Soul Left Behind, Nomfanelo Munyu.
702 afternoons
with Relebohile Mabota.
Let's walk the talk.
Don't just hear the roar, feel it live. DP World Lions are unleashing their legacy of champions in the explosive T20 Challenge. The pride of Jozi, the Lions are ready to pounce on Boland in their season opener at the DP World's Wanderers Stadium. Sunday 2 November at 2 p.m. Feel the thrill of smashing sixes, stunning catches, and nail-biting finishes. Get your tickets today at Ticket Pro or visit the DP World Lions website. Don't miss the action. Be part of the legacy.
You can become a victim of a legal problem: wrongful arrest, assault, uncontested divorce, rental disputes, maintenance matters, or labor problems. It can happen to you. Clientele Legal provides tough professional lawyers for an affordable monthly premium. Our legal team is standing by to assist you 24 hours a day. Join today. SMS Legal to 48721. That's legal to 48721. Clientele General is an authorized FSP and licensed non-life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Collaboration works best when it's human-first, AI-enabled. Vodacom Business gives your teams the tools to share ideas and deliver big projects, to meet, chat, and co-create. With 24/7 local support always in reach, we connect people, not just devices. Search Vodacom Business Enterprise applications. Together, let's build the extraordinary. Vodacom Business. Further together.
To celebrate 25 years of helping you live the Premier life, FNB Premier is giving you a chance to win a 14-day European tour experience and other cool monthly prizes. Open any FNB Premier account from September to 31 December 2025. Switch your salary, swipe or tap a minimum of 2,000 Rand per month for 3 months straight. Spend and win with FNB Premier. FNB, help changes everything. TCs and competition rules apply. FNB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider.
Coming up, who will be the next winner of 5 tickets to the South African Future Trust Summit at the Sandton Convention Centre on 5th and 6th of November? Send a WhatsApp to 072 702 1702 telling us how you would benefit from attending. Make sure to include the keyword SOFT with your name and ID number. Stay tuned to find out on 702.
EWN Business.
Mr. Grotes is here, the SG of media.
My dad's here? Where is he? See him? Picture of him. Oh, no,
you're
that's a picture of
like
me.
my high school teacher. I'm not Mr. Wondry. My dad is Mr. Wondry.
Yes. You had a Mr. Wondry?
Yeah. Very interesting character.
Somewhere he's listening to you going, hey. Okay, so gold bouncing back quite strongly. Platinum bouncing back too. Geopolitics, the main reasons for that. So Trump saying that his second summit with Putin is off. And, of course, renewed tensions between the US and China. And then on top of that, Trump essentially imposing new tariffs on Russian oil. That means India suddenly doesn't want to buy Russian oil, and all of that pushing gold and platinum up very strongly, and oil. That's had a big impact on Sasol. So the ore share was up 1.75% at 110,743 points. Financials up 0.44, industrials up 0.64, and resources up 4.85% on the day because platinum's gone up so much. Gold has rebounded a little bit after where it was, and that's pushed those shares up. The story of the day, Thabo, was Sasol, 17% up. Two big things happened. The one is that the American sanctions on Russian oil pushed oil prices up. They were just above $60. They're around $60.50 yesterday. They went up to $65. They sort of jumped. That's pushed Sasol up. But Sasol also, and this is just coincidence, they also released their third quarter business metrics today. They seem to be pretty good, so put the two together and suddenly Sasol are up 17%. Okay, gold and platinum shares up too, as you would expect. So Goldfields, Northern Implats, Sibanye, all of them up very strongly. Goldfields leading the pack at 6.25%. The Premier Group's also up, by the way, quite strongly, up 5.33% at this stage. And then Afrimat confirming they've been able to turn around parts of their business. Their headline earnings per share were up by 92% on the day. Clicks is down 1.3% despite a dividend of 14% higher.
Wow.
Yeah, so they've done very well.
Yeah.
Their like-for-like sales are a little bit above their main competitor. I'll leave it for you to guess who that might be. But Clicks only up, they're down 1.3% on the day, and AB InBev down 1.8%. And then I should just mention the Barlow World Consortium, the group taking it over.
Yeah.
They've got the 90% of the shareholders they needed to allow that to happen, so it will delist, and that means Barlow World will no longer be on the JSE. You've got about 2 weeks for all of that to sort of shake itself out. In the US, a bit of a lackluster open. So yesterday, Netflix earnings were not as good as expected. Today, we've seen that Tesla and IBM have not had great earnings, and that's sort of dampened the mood. Plus everything happening with oil, plus everything happening with Russia and the US and China. note the common denominator. The Dow Jones is up 0.1, the Nasdaq is up 0.63, the S&P 500 is up 0.33%. The gold price now $4,148.07 an ounce, platinum $1,628.30, Brent crude $64.81, the rand to the dollar 17.32, to the euro 20.11, to the British pound 23.06. On the Money Show tonight, we will talk a little bit more about platinum. We'll speak to the Click CEO. Looking forward to that.
Okay.
We'll talk loyalty programs. Big part of their business is
Yeah.
their Clicks card. Their competitors too, by the way. And then also tonight, I don't know if you've seen this, but ChatGPT now has a browser.
Really?
So what you say, but we've seen this massive shift in the last year from going onto a website, going onto your browser, Google Chrome, whatever it is, clicking in a search and ending up at EWN, right?
Yeah.
Now you get an artificial intelligence response, which means EWN doesn't get the business, doesn't get the hit.
Yes.
And now ChatGPT doing their own browser, it's the first real challenge we've seen to Google. Now, I'm old enough to have downloaded Netscape from a CD, okay, to get it onto my computer.
Yeah, 1942.
And as a result, so I remember when this last happened. But for most people, as long as you've been online, you've been using Google.
Of course,
indeed,
of course, amazing.
You know
the shift.
Do you know what's older than Google?
What?
You.
Oh, so funny.
Stephen Critters. Yeah, more fun at the Money Show. EWN Business.
He also dabbles as a comedian. Watch out, Trevor Noah. But someone who moonlights also as a tennis player, Mbali Dlamini, will give us the very latest on EWN headlines. Hey, Mbali.
Well, hi, Tavo. With South Africa marking 10 years since fees must fall, protests shook the country. Some students say the state of higher education is still clouded by the funding crisis. It's been a decade since students from institutions around the country occupied the Union Building lawns in Pretoria in anticipation of former President Jacob Zuma's free education announcement. While Zuma did not address the crowd as planned, on this day, 10 years ago, he did announce a 0% increase for tuition fees. Khomoto Modise has more.
In October 2015, students across the country took to the streets and ultimately gathered at the union buildings to demand free higher education. But government would only announce that it would subsidize education for poor and working class students in December of 2017. Fort Hare University is one of the institutions that have about 90% of their students funded by government. For a decade ago at the University of Pretoria, Amla Munacheng says there are many victories that came out of the protest.
And we were able to attain certain victories within the University of Pretoria. For instance, the language policy.
Munacheng says the baton has now been passed to the current students to advance the cause. Khomozo Modise, Eyewitness News.
Gauteng Education Department's Joburg West District says it's aiming to obtain more than 60% in bachelor's passes. The district was identified as the best performing region in the country last year after reaching a pass rate of 97%. District Director Letlogonolo Ramokgose says the 2025 class is determined to score a higher rate than last year. He adds that they've put in place the necessary measures to ensure learners continue to perform well.
We have prepared our principals, we have prepared our teachers, we have motivated our learners, we have protected teaching time, we've given them extra classes, we have checked for understanding for every subject, every topic, every subtopic. We have ensured that they are ready and prepared to write this exam.
And Doctors Without Borders is calling on governments around the globe, including South Africa, to assist in medical evacuations from Gaza. The World Health Organization has resumed operations to evacuate patients in urgent need of care for the first time since the ceasefire. It estimates that more than 15,000 people need medical assistance, which cannot be received in the region. Lindsay Dentlinger reports.
Medical evacuations from Gaza have been on hold since the end of last month, with health facilities in the occupied territory teetering on the brink of complete collapse. Doctors Without Borders is appealing to South Africa, known for its advanced health systems, to assist. 1 in 4 of those who are awaiting life-saving medical evacuation from Gaza is a child. In an open letter addressed to heads of state, the World Health Organization says the ceasefire is not enough to save lives and medical evacuations are necessary. Doctors Without Borders says while South Africa has been hailed for its genocide case against Israel at the International Court of Justice, it has not carried out any medical evacuations. Responding to the call, Department of International Relations spokesperson Crispin Piri says government stands ready to assist where possible. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News.
A sunny Friday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Lows of between 10 and 12 degrees and highs of between 30 and 31.
Sunwood Park, Boksburg, we still have those roadworks causing more than a 30-minute delay. N17 eastbound between Rondebold and Carnival City. Marlborough, traffic heavily backed up heading into Sandton. M1 southbound between the Patlu Interchange and Marlborough Drive. And also driving through Sandton, expect heavy delays on the M1 northbound between Killarney Benz and Marlborough.
The top story in EWN, with South Africa marking 10 years since fees must fall protests shook the country. Some students today say the state of higher education is still clouded by the funding crisis.
Africa Milani.
Weekday mornings,
4 to 6.
How common an occurrence is it where if I am found to be liable for a debt that I'm not able to pay, that my pension will then be attached in lieu of my inability to pay?
For you and me, whose pensions are regulated in terms of the Pension Funds Act, that would not arise. Your pension fund cannot be taken into account if you owe a debt.
The Pension Funds Act protects you and I from having any liability attached to our pension, but it's a different case for Jacob Zuma because it's more of a salary allowance.
Africa Milani.
4 to 6 on 702.
At the heart of global conversations shaping the future, Africa's voice matters more than ever. As Africa's largest bank by assets and lead sponsor of the B20 summit, Standard Bank Group is proud to spotlight the continent's growth, partnerships and potential on the world stage. Through informed dialogue and powerful partnerships, Standard Bank is driving sustainable growth where it matters most. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
Hi. I need balloons.
Sure.
Now, my dog barked. Pretty sure he said potty.
Okay.
He was like...
At the Crazy Store, you'll find every excuse to celebrate.
Hi, me again. My houseplant survived another week. Where's your confetti?
And everything you need. Helium, gift wrap, dress up. And more. The Crazy Store. Hey, you never know what you might find. To have a good party.
Collaboration works best when it's human first, AI enabled. Vodacom Business gives your teams the tools to share ideas and deliver big projects. To meet, chat and co-create. With 24/7 local support always in reach, we connect people, not just devices. Search Vodacom Business Enterprise applications. Together, let's build the extraordinary. Vodacom Business. Further together.
702.
WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
Hi, Tabo. Jerem from East London here. Just regarding Becky Cele's testimony at the ad hoc committee. He says that a year ago, pretty much, he met with the two thugs and they admitted that they had spoken to Sensum Ngunu to fund his presidential campaign. As a ex-minister of police himself, what has he done with that information? How has he reported or acted on that as an ex-police minister? Or has he just sat on it for 10 months? Surely he has a responsibility to do something with that information.
Hi, Tabo. I just heard you guys chat with Stephen about the fact that most people have just always used Google. I first used Yahoo as a search engine. My first email address was Hotmail, and I still use it till today. So it's very interesting. Yeah, every time I give people my email address, I say esmasia@hotmail.com, and they're like, "Wow, how old are you?" And I'm quite old. Not very old, but I just didn't change because I didn't see any need for me to change my Hotmail. But that's me. Sia from Centurion.
So yeah, that's quite interesting. I mean, Hotmail. What J is that? 1725. Oh man, that's a long time ago. No, but I really value your sense of resilience, especially about these things here, simply because I still use my very first phone number. My cell phone number, the very first one, I still use that one. So I hold on to things just like you holding on to Hotmail. Jared in East London, very interesting point. I mean, you sat on that information as Begitele, and you kept quiet, and you're a police commissioner, and you could have said something. You are just not an ordinary person. It's a very, very pointed approach to indicting Begitele and also pointing at how he should have acted. Spot on. I agree completely, Jared. I agree. That must be probed a little bit further. That you knew about this information. What did you do about it? 18 minutes to 6 o'clock.
702.
Let's walk the talk on 92.7
and 106 FM.
Well, coming up, who will be the next winner of 5 tickets that I'm about to give away to the South African Future Trust Summit at the Sandton Convention Center? This will be on the 5th and 6th of November. So right now, right here, send a WhatsApp and then you could be the winner. Who knows? Send a WhatsApp to 072 702 1702. And that WhatsApp number again is 072 702 1702, telling us how you would benefit from attending this very important, very critical summit. I'd love to hear from you. And all you have to do is to make sure to include the keyword SAFT, S-A-F-T, S-A-F-T, with your name and ID number. Then stay tuned to find out if you are the winner here on 702. Do that right away. I'll be giving out the tickets right away. And make sure that you do it right now because I'll be giving you 5 tickets. It's 16 minutes to 6 o'clock.
EWN Sport.
With Tolagele Mkanga. What's the latest? Hello again, Tolagele.
Hi, Tabo. Thank you so much. And Hugo Bruce says he'll consider naturalized South African players for Bafana selection only if they're better than the ones he currently has at his disposal. Previously, Lucas Ribeiro had been tipped for a call-up. Augustin Sereno now holds a South African passport and can play for the national team. Players such as Simon van der Duven-Boeden and Lars Veldweg were considered for selection as the national team considered their striker options.
Yes, players abroad, yes, but they have to put something extra on your team. Not because they are playing there. No, when this one coming, okay, we don't have it here, then we take him. But you see, with what we proved now, that we also have here what in that days was abroad. Why should you take then someone who's playing there, I don't know where? Because he's there. That's not the reason why you take a player.
4 South African teams look to progress into the group stages of CAF competitions when they participate in second round preliminary ties this weekend. Kaizer Chiefs and Stellenbosch are both goalless in their Confed Cup games, while in the Champions League, Mamelodi Sundowns take a 5-1 lead into their clash against Remo Stars. For Adeslamo Orlando Pirates, they have a mountain to climb as they're 3-0 down to St. Eloi Lupopo.
I have seen a great character of my players, of my team, trying to score goals, going forward, not just protecting this goal. We have seen that during all the game, we tried to score more goals. Unfortunately, we didn't have this efficiency in the box. But let's say I hope they kept these 5 goals they didn't score for this Saturday.
South Africa beat Pakistan by 8 wickets to level the Test series at 1-1 thanks to Simon Harmer's career best figures of 6 for 50. Harmer took 4 wickets in the home side's second innings as the Proteas boosted their confidence ahead of next month's series against India.
I don't think we were as good in the first test as we were in the second test. So I think as a result, to leave here 1-1 is a good result. I think India is a very tough team to play at the moment, and especially in their own conditions. We need to learn very quickly from the things that we didn't do so well in this series and make sure that when we get to India that we're putting our best foot forward on day one.
Bulls front rower Jan-Hendrik Wessels has been found guilty of grabbing, twisting or squeezing the genitals of another player. That's by a United Rugby Championship disciplinary panel. Wessels was cited after the round 4 game against Canuck last Friday, and he'll now serve a 9-game suspension. In the NBA, Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups as well as Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier have been arrested for alleged involvement in illegal gambling. Billups was arrested in connection with rigged illegal poker games tied to the mafia, while Rozier was arrested in a sports betting case. And women's marathon world record holder Ruth Chepngetich has been banned for 3 years after the Kenyan admitted to an anti-doping rules violation. Chepngetich was provisionally suspended in July following a positive test for a banned diuretic, which is commonly used as a masking agent. Tola Mganga, Eyewitness News Sport.
EWN Traffic.
With Karabo Charlie, and Karabo Boksburg is seeming to be a problem right now. Any shifting of traffic from that side?
I'm afraid not, Tabo. At this stage, you can still expect about a 30-minute delay heading towards Brakpan. This is due to roadworks N17 eastbound between Rondebolt and Carnival City in Marlborough, traveling towards the Sandton area. There's also bumper-to-bumper traffic M1 southbound between the Patlu Interchange and Marlborough Drive. Also heading towards Midrand in the opposite direction in Sandton. Expect delays on the M1 northbound between Killarney Bains and Marlborough Drive. In Calvin, we still have those roadworks causing about a 20-minute delay traveling towards Germiston. That's the N3 southbound between the Patlu Interchange and London Road. And finally in Blackheath, expect some delays on Bayers Nodia between the N1 and Judges. If you come across any other traffic issues, please WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app. It won't just be minds in a room, it will be futures in the making. Are you ready to claim yours? The South African Future Trust Summit on 702. Your summit, your way.
The South African Future Trust Summit, in partnership with Standard Bank, is fast approaching. This premium entrepreneurial showcase will return to the Sandton Convention Centre on 5 and 6 November, with international and local speakers sharing groundbreaking insights from the entrepreneurial journeys, with 2,000 plus delegates and over 200 exhibitors, all under one roof. You can experience the extraordinary world of thriving entrepreneurs and business owners. Get your tickets now for 1,800 rands each for the 2 days at summit.southafricanfuturetrust.org in partnership with 702. Remember, I asked you to give us a shout and enter, and let's see if there is someone who is lucky. Yepo, Vinal is calling us from Boksburg. Hey Vinal, you good?
Yeah, good, and you?
I'm chilled, man. I'm free. I hope everything is going your way. So I see that you want to go to the South African Future Trust Summit. How badly do you want to go? And what do you think is how is it going to benefit you, Vinal?
Basically, it's we want to have a startup, we want to contribute with IT systems to implement and monitor more new inventions, ways of getting new businesses.
No, clearly this is definitely going to benefit you. Vina, congratulations. You've won 5 tickets to the South African Future Trust Summit. Thanks to the South African Future Trust Summit 2025, where bold ideas meet transformative investment on 702. For a chance to win, WhatsApp us your reason for wanting to join the South African Future Trust Summit in partnership with Standard Bank on 5th and 6th of November. We could be calling you back tomorrow.
702 Podcast
on primemediaplus.com.
You know, during this time, John would be talking about a song. So I'm not moving furniture. Nothing is different. And I thought, you call me crazy, call me weird, call me all sorts of stuff. But I thought, when you've had a drink or two, a glass or two of your favorite waters, spirits, or whatever you want to call it, when you feel a little bit happy after having that glass of wine or a double scotch, whatever it is your poison may be, what song do you often revert to? What song do you default to? What song do you really, really want to hear, either on the radio, on your phone? What song do you play when you're a little bit happier than usual? When you're a little bit tipsy, you're excited, you've had something to drink? Which song does it for you? And you'd be going to a DJ if you're at a party and say, oh, play my favorite song. Play my favorite song. Not a party song necessarily, but, you know, a happy song after having a glass or two. I don't want to say the D word because children may be listening. But you've had a little bit to enjoy yourself in a safe space, and you're thinking, I would like to hear the song. Which song does it for you? Because for me, not that I get happy like that, not that I indulge or overindulge. Well, I do, maybe with a whiskey or two. But if I have that, this is a song for me. So I'd like you to tell me which song you listen to when you've had a glass or two of your favorite poison, and send that to 072 702 1702. Your voice notes, send them to 072 702 10702. Mine is definitely this one.
It's my house and I live here. It's my house and I live here. There's a welcome mat at the door. And if you come on in, you're gonna get much more. There's my chair, I put it there. Everything you see is with love and care. It's my house and I live here. I wanna tell ya, it's my house and I live here. On the table there sits a rose. Through every window a little light flows. Books are feeling on the shelf above, 'cause it was built for love.
I'm not going to be Clement and I'm not going to sing. But the song, Diana Ross, It's My House and I Live Here. That's a song that I would love to have my drink with. Which song goes very well with your drink? I'd love to hear from you on 072 702 1702. 6 minutes to 6 o'clock.
The Midday Report.
Weekdays
12 to 1.
Chairperson, is like saying you have a bread. Instead of buying the bread for those that don't have a bread, you take the bread from the one that you all go hungry. I fully agree. We're all equal. But maybe the books that you have not equality does silently apply sometimes. Some are more equal than others.
Ever thought you'd hear Becky Cele quoting George Orwell? Oh, that was an interesting experience. I love a good analogy. So the loaf of bread was pretty good, I thought.
The Midday Report.
With Mandy Wiener.
12 to 1 on 702.
702.
This summer, the KZN Tourism and Film Authority invites filmmakers, producers, and storytellers to discover why KwaZulu-Natal isn't just a destination. It's a world-class film location. From ocean vistas and lush forests to historic towns and cinematic landscapes, KZN offers so much for film. Whether you are shooting a feature, series, commercial, or documentary, make this summer, this season, your story comes alive in the magical Zulu kingdom. Visit KZNSA.com and follow at Film in KZN to plan your film journey through KwaZulu-Natal.
The Johannesburg Philharmonic Orchestra celebrates its 25th anniversary with its Spring Symphony season, opening with the annual joint performance by the Johannesburg and KZN Philharmonic Orchestras. The season runs from 30 October until 20 November, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. at the Linda Auditorium. Tickets available on Quicket.
Naked people smell expensive because naked people spend less money on insurance premiums and more money on fancy French colognes with names they can't pronounce. With Naked, you can cover your car, home, and stuff in seconds. And because it's all online, it also costs less. Go to naked.insure now, get a car insurance quote in 90 seconds, and start smelling like naked people. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP. Get naked.
702.
WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
Hi, my favorite little tipsy song that I love, and now my kids love it too, is Nkalakata. That is my absolute rocking song.
I knew it.
Thanks, bye.
Hi, Tabo. For me, the song has to be anything by Brenda Fassie or Keifa Semenya. You know this song about Angelina. I love
Yes,
it.
I know it.
I love it so much.
Angelina.
Yeah, man. When Angelina is playing, you just want to stand up and dance.
Yeah, yeah.
This is Renee Lwe.
Come on down. Angelina. Come on down. Angelina.
727021702, a song that you'd love with your drink. Let's go straight to your voice notes.
Oh man, Tabo, I think for me, my goodness, it just absolutely has to be Rihanna Cheers. That song just opens up the weekend, makes you sit down on your couch, put your hand up with your drink in, and just say cheers to the weekend.
There's a beautiful, well, not beautiful, there's a very interesting story about John Perlman, myself driving to the ANC conference in Mangaung. I think it was, I forgot the year, 2012. I think it was 2012, if I'm not mistaken. We're playing Miriam Makeba, chilling nicely. Then our colleague Lance joins us and he plays a song and we kicked him out of the song. Messing up our lovely rhythm. It's been lovely spending time with you. Stephen Grotes is up next. And thank you so much for indulging us in the past few minutes or hours.
And now, The Money Show.
With Stephen Grotes, live on 92.7 and 106 FM. Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
And DSTV channel 856.
The Money Show with Stephen Grotes is brought to you by ABSA CIB, proud sponsor of the ABSA Africa Financial Markets Index 2025. Good evening. On your Money Show.